Hello, everybody. Let me know if this looks okay and sounds okay. I am Brandon Jones. This is Michael Damiani. This is the Easy Allies Community Showcase. I am wearing shorts. It's the summer.
Yeah.
Let's kick back and enjoy being in the studio. Let's kick back and enjoy this wonderful community that has created some wonderful things for us to enjoy. If you're just tuning in now, watching this live or after the fact, what are you doing? Are you turning it off? Ooh, getting cozy.
It was like vibrating in my butt.
Oh. We'll see you in a couple hours, whoever that is, because it's time for the Community Showcase. This is a $10 and above tier on patreon.com/easyallies. I've changed the graphics up above so people can see that it's a Community Showcase. We're primarily funded on Patreon, and the people at the $10 and above tier can submit comments, photographs, drawings, pieces of music, video. We have a voiceover clip. Oh, I actually haven't brought in the voiceover clip, but I can grab it in 2 seconds. I've set everything else up. I had to create a new project. The camera's been finicky now that we're back in the studio, but hopefully this looks and sounds okay. And what's nice is, for the first part of it, it's literally just going to be Damiani staring at me as I read all of this stuff off on the laptop because we have a lot of comments. If you would like to be a part of the Community Showcase, more specifically Easy Allies on Patreon, you go to patreon.com/easyallies, check out all our available tiers. And if you are like, I don't want to invest, but that was a lot of cool stuff that I saw, you can go to patreon.com/easyallies. When this is done, I will make this post that I got all of this stuff from public. And then you can not only check out all of the things that are in the showcase, you can also check out those creators, because a lot of this stuff comes from SoundCloud accounts and YouTube channels and stuff like that. So you can check out other work that these people are doing. A lot of this stuff is in a series, so you can follow game development. We have got people making webcomics, writing novels. So lots of fun creative endeavors. But it all begins with me yapping. And I didn't bring any water. I'll take a water break in a second. You got your massive tea down there.
Yeah.
That is a showcase-sized tea.
That's right.
Jasmine green tea.
Jasmine green tea.
The official beverage of the Easy Allies Community Showcase. Kicking it off with James Davey. Congratulations for jumping in there. Was on Patreon when we put up this post. Hey, Brandon and Damiani. It's wonderful that Easy Allies have returned to the studio after 15 months away. Now it seems like all the creative potential can be maximized once again. For this, I think that us looking at the studio is now the ultimate force in gaming journalism.
Sounds like a producer right there.
I suggest we use it.
Need to maximize our revenues.
Yes. For this month's showcase, I want to dive into a couple games that I have problems with. Not that I don't enjoy these games, but I really like discussing and critically evaluating games because I feel to truly love something, you have to air your grievances too. I love you, Damiani, but I got to air my grievances.
Air them out.
Watch Dogs Legion is first. Now, I know Jones gave it an 8, and I respect and appreciate that he enjoyed the game when I could not, but the tedium inherent in that cybernetic London dystopia should be a crime. It's more 5.0 to me. I'll give you a 7 or 7.5, sure. I certainly, thinking back on an 8 now after the fact, but I think one of the things that got me is I played that on PC and it just ran so well. The load times are just, it was very easy to get around that world. I found Legion to be so boring, and it tries hard to be cool and quirky, but it's embarrassingly tame. When you're in a good old British pub and you witness a woman playing darts, your associate over earpiece wonder how awesome it would be if she was drunk during participation, and I think to myself, why isn't she getting drunk and acting stupid? I want games to show me a good time. I want some audacity, some balls out fun. I don't want to be told about it and nothing ever happens. I don't like to rag on everything Ubisoft, but I think the last truly excellent game they made was Rayman Legends. Although Watch Dogs 2 and Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle were ace too. They were ace. I think that's the issue that Watch Dogs has. Is like the first one was really serious, and then the second, from the outside looking in, and the second one like a little more boisterous, added some fun characters, had a much better protagonist, if Michael Huber is to be believed. But they haven't really found that sweet spot between, do we want to tell a serious story? Do we want to, because there is that scary Big Brother aesthetic where it's like, there's no more privacy, man. They got all your information, man. Another game I want to dress down a bit is Ghost of Tsushima, which a lot of people are checking out now.
Okay.
Now there are many ardent fans of Ghost of Tsushima, which is all well and good. But there are a handful of nuisances I've noticed and been reminded of. Firstly, I will preface by saying I do feel it is an exemplar of visual bliss on the PS4, PS5, and the combat is really slick. But those two things alone don't make a game great. The story tone is way too serious. The characters are dull, getting to the checkpoint marker is made tedious because you have to follow wind direction, and the marker may not show up until you pause and unpause the game, and there is little to no charismatic charm. I agree. The wind took me a while to get used to. Did you finish Tsushima?
No.
No.
I loved it.
I will admit, like an hour or two into Tsushima was definitely like, oh, there's not a lot of emotion going. There's not a lot of present emotion. You were watching Star Trek right before we did this.
Oh, yeah.
There's definitely some Vulcan vibes going on there.
Oh, yeah.
Just in terms of like these are very reserved. This is a culture that's, especially the central characters. Like he says many times, like very blatantly in the game, like do not show emotion. Do not let your emotions get caught up in your goals, or you won't achieve them if you're being driven by your goals and not or by your emotions and not yourself. So I was like, okay, you can kind of see him stifled, like. But then again, there's something about those auto-generated cutscene stuff where they put one character there and another character there, and you're just basically swapping out character models and backgrounds, but it all kind of looks the same. So I hear you, but to me there was like that dullness strangely was its own charm in a way. After playing through Tsushima, I realized that an Assassin's Creed game is way more entertaining, and that's really saying something, but by the same token, it is very good in certain areas too. It encourages finesse over mindless button mashing. I played Valhalla and Tsushima for Mindful Games, went directly from Valhalla into Tsushima, and it was like a cool drink of water. It was like, oh my god, everything I'm doing is relevant. Like everything I'm doing actually fits like what's happening to this island, and I don't get through like a chunk of story and look back and be like, what did I just do for 3 hours? Like that was random. Did you play Valhalla at all?
No, it was funny because what was it Origins Odyssey? What was the first one that was like the new style of Assassin's Creed? One more RPG like.
Yeah, it was Origins and Odyssey, and then this.
Yeah,
were
the
kind
one
of like
in
the new series. Yeah, Origins.
Yeah, I couldn't get into that, and I was like, I'm out on Assassin's Creed, but I mean, hey, you can have opinions about the story in the presentation in Ghost of Tsushima, but that combat, I couldn't get combat like that anywhere else right now. That
combat felt good. It was easy after a while, or got like a significantly easier. But I don't know, man. I like dominating fools in third-person action games. It's very fun. It's fun to like see like 4 guys on a road, and I'm just like, oh, just how
walking up to everyone and challenging everybody. That was the best.
How will I slice you? But I'm confused, James. I love your commentary, James. But I'm confused. You're dissing Ubisoft. Now you're saying Assassin's Creed games are better than Tsushima. I don't know what to believe. And that's saying something, but at the same token, it's very good in some areas. Encourages finesse over mindless button mashing. Apparently, Damiani likes video game donkey. Got any favorite moments from his videos? Oh, curveball. Any famous donkeys off the top of your head?
The Luigi's Balloon. Watching him play Luigi's Balloon Adventure stuff, where he like taunts people who think they like put balloons in really hard places, because he's actually surprisingly really good at Super Mario Odyssey. So watching him do those are probably my favorite.
Are those? That's like service is still up, right? Those like.
I think they haven't disabled that yet. No.
I personally liked how he started his video on Assassin's Creed by saying it sucks a ginormous gorilla something I won't say. And his Knack 2 video is a hoot as well. I'm running the Easy 8 community's top 25 games of 2008. Would really appreciate your top 8 because the vote closes on Wednesday. He's talking to us, our top 8? I don't even remember 2008, man. Can you call one game that you're good with dates? Give me one game you definitively know came out in 2008.
Oh, a game that definitively
that you know for a fact. I can't do it. I couldn't tell you right now.
You can't even name just one.
I know Rock Band was around then because I know 07. Shane Satterfield was in love with 07. I remember we did we did the top 10 years of gaming in 08, and he gave number 1 to 07 because it was like Rock Band and Mass Effect 2, and like I think, from what I remember, it might have been the first.
Since we're gonna go to these directions, because 2008 had a little game called Super Smash Brothers Brawl.
Okay.
Came out.
January 31st, 2008.
And then I believe a little game called... oh shit, was it 7 or 8? This might be.
I'm not trusting chat. You're looking it up. You're looking it up. With FIFA 09 came out in 2008. How dare you?
Metal Gear Solid Guns of the Patriots, also 2008. Devil May Cry 4 was 2007.
June 12th, 2008.
All right, so that's 2.
You're going for 8?
Mario Kart Wii was also 2008. Because it came out right before Smash Brothers.
Too bad that game didn't sell well, you know? It's bad. It feels bad.
Was Marco Wii that year?
Oh, it was Wii. Oh, that yeah. So 8's what I'm thinking of. Yep, 2008. Came out in Wii.
In the U.S. The U.S.
Right.
The U.S. release. The U.S. release. Gotta be careful about that. Yeah, because I know it came
April
out.
27th.
All right, good. Because it came out right before Smash Brothers. What else came out in 2008?
Oh no, was it really? Oh,
What?
that was somebody just let me know something happened in 2008 that was
Oh.
very important to me. 2008 was a big year.
Man, why am I
Yeah.
forgetting stuff?
Wrath of Lich King, November 13th, 2008.
Oh, wow.
I didn't kill Lich.
Yeah, wow,
I didn't
wow,
kill
wow.
Arthas until 2009, though.
Oh,
well
I
into
see.
2009. At E3 2009, it was.
Was
That's
wait,
an interesting.
The World Ends With You is 2008 in the U.S.
Oh. That's an interesting, like kind of
World
like,
Ends With You.
thought of time. Is that if that came out in November, I started playing that in November, but didn't kill him until May or June.
World Ends With You. Final Fantasy Tactics A2.
Eh.
Here we go. You're done now. 'Cause I
Oh,
really
World
get-
Ends With You is 2007.
No,
sucker.
U.S. release.
What?
Because Bloodworth reviewed it in 2008. And that's when I joined Game Trailers. He was reviewing it like that time. I reviewed Final Fantasy Tactics A2, my first review. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Time and Space also came out in 2008. Tales of Vesperia also came out in 2008.
Stop! Out of control. Completely out of control. There you go. Do you see what you've done? Do you see what you've done? Oh boy. And all of you, again, can go to the Easy Allies forums. Which is easyallies.com/forums or forums.easyallies.com. I can't remember.
It's gotta be
Is it right now?
easyallies.com/forums.
Nah, I think it's forums.
Okay, forums.
Yeah.
Forums of Easy Allies. One of those is right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Devil May Cry 4 was 2007, I thought. Or was it early 2008? For some reason, I thought it was 2007, but that one actually could be wrong, because that wasn't out by the time I joined Game Trailer. Or no one was playing it at Game Trailer, so I thought it was before all that. But it could have been early 2008. I might be wrong.
All right, buckle up. Alexander Zurianov. Hello, Brandon and Michael. I had very little interest in Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Oh.
Partly because it seemed like an unremarkable third-person action game. Partly because I had almost no knowledge or interest in the series. I have nothing against Final Fantasy. It's simply because I've sampled numerous entries via Game Pass and demos, including Remake's demo, and none of them seemed like something I could possibly enjoy. But this March, 7 Remake was added to PS Plus, and I eventually try all games I get for free, so I love that. Good for you. So at the end of May, I started the game, fully expecting to drop it after an hour or two. Well, things that I didn't like in this game are numerous. Firstly, sound mixing and music implementation are terrible. Not the music itself is good. Music doesn't react to the player's activity. The epic soundtrack plays even if you do nothing noteworthy, like circling a room for loot. It's fun. It's a fun circle with a room for loot, though. So instead of supporting and intensifying your actions, music becomes a noisy neighbor. It's so loud that I had problems hearing dialogue. Nearly muting music and the options helped, but this made a couple of music-driven scenes look awkward. Another huge problem is that the game constantly contradicts itself. On one hand, the story tries to tackle some serious issues. I will say about the music, whatever that tunnel was, the beat-up subway tunnel, I don't know why. I went back to that tunnel like... yeah. I went back to that area many times, and that theme was... Get it out! Get it out! And people say, like, I've told that to people before, and they're like, oh, I like that track. It's a good track. It has nothing to do with the track being good or bad. I just heard it many, like, there's no time you're in that tunnel where that song is not playing. That song
That was the
tunnel.
dance tunnel.
That was the dance. Yeah.
I had a good time
I
in that
danced
tunnel.
a lot in the tunnel. I'm not saying I didn't dance. Sorry. Oh, another huge problem is the game constantly contradicts itself. On one hand, the story tries to tackle some serious issues. On the other hand, characters, especially villains, constantly have over-the-top reactions and feel more like caricatures than real people. Thank goodness none of the other Final Fantasy games have that. On one hand, heroes can jump 10 meters up during combat in some cutscenes, but in other cutscenes, they can't bypass small fences and have to take a detour. Your companion's gun can annihilate concrete, but barely damages the enemy's flesh. Lightsabers don't cut people in half. We've dealt with this for a long time. This is the lightsaber paradox, where you can't have a character ever have a lightsaber in a video game ever, because one swipe, the first time we ever saw a lightsaber do anything, shot the dude's arm off.
This is the Resident Evil dilemma.
Yeah.
Spencer Estate. You just have shotguns and shit, and you can't shoot down old wood
Right.
doors.
It's the
You gotta
Spencer
you gotta-
lightsaber paradox.
You gotta find keys. You gotta find the keys.
You gotta find the keys. I think the only time I felt this was just because I was so into it. 'Cause I'm like, I don't remember what happens in the story. I legitimately don't. Does the plate fall? I can't remember. And so like they're going up the staircase and the helicopters are shooting all this stuff. It's like, whoa. And then like it was like kind of like when Fred Flintstone's like running through his house and you pass the kitchen like 40 times. You're just like, how long is this hallway? And it was like, this is a big staircase. Like this, I think. Wait a minute. I think I've seen Cloud run up 20 floors, and then from a wide shot, they're only 7 floors up, but I'm not thinking too hard. The girl in the red coat is presented like a serious and tragic character, but her design looks so ridiculous. Her skin-colored bow looks like giant ears from most angles. Oh, bow, yeah. And it's hard to see her as anything but comic relief.
Aerith?
I don't know, the girl in the red coat. Yeah, maybe.
Aerith?
Maybe.
The girl in the red
Girl in
coat!
the red coat. I was saying, is this like a Schindler's List reference? What is this? The girl in the red coat?
The girl in the red coat.
Honestly, Zerina, the girl in the red coat,
girl in the red coat
is the most spectacular dig in this entire paragraph.
The girl in the red coat.
That is that's a nuclear bomb.
Well,
That's devastating.
Not a significant character.
That's a woof. Yeah. Oh, Red 13. Right. The red coat. The fur coat.
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding. No, it's
Oh.
who knows. Swords and fists are effectively used against guns and armored vehicles. Hell yeah. Yes, those are common tropes. When there are so many logic-breaking aspects, it becomes a problem. Speaking of combat, it's pretty annoying. On normal difficulty, even regular enemies take an absurd amount of time to kill, and your companions do nothing to help you without manual control. Switching to easy speeds up the process and almost eliminates babysitting, but since enemies no longer pose a threat, combat still feels like a waste of time. At least you can run away from most encounters. Finally! I love this. I'm not a fan of how the developers decided to spend their rendering budget. Characters look good, but discrepancy creates, but the environments they inhabit are significantly lacking in terms of geometry detail and texture resolution. Well, parts are. And
Yeah,
Blood's a huge fan of those backgrounds.
there's a
Blood
door.
loves those backgrounds.
There's a certain door.
Also, exploration of low detailed environments just doesn't feel that enticing. There's a lot of trash. There's piles of it. Yet, despite not liking anything, that is a direct quote. Despite not liking anything, this is the first Final Fantasy game I finished. Hey, you made it all the way through! And I never looked in guides to see how far the finish line is, and I even had a decent time playing this game. I still have no explanation for this phenomenon. What a conclusion.
I have no explanation. And I forget, does Alex like Metal Gear Solid games?
And to
Because,
conclude,
like,
I enjoyed it.
Yeah. It's like the
The
same
end.
thing. Metal Gear Solid games are ridiculous with this stuff.
Is this the same guy that hates Tsushima? No, that's a different. This is it, man. The showcase is a place to air your grievances. You either like games or you don't like a particular game. There's no in between here in the showcase. Repeat comment from May 2021 Community Showcase that I believe was missed.
Repeat it.
I'll repeat it. I just want to say a big thank you to Brandon Jones for creating Mindful Games. Nice. While mindfulness isn't something I'm personally passionate about, I truly enjoy this series and have shared it with friends and family. Nice. Because I believe it offers something lacking in video game coverage. It's just so nice. Ha ha! Where's your mindful content, Damiani? It's just so nice to get an experience of relaxing visuals and sounds while absorbing some words of wisdom from Brandon. It was nice cutting those relaxing sounds. That's partially why I did it. It was very relaxing to produce. Or from the highlighted game itself, especially if it's a game I'm most positive I'll never play, like Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I've come to realize some of my favorite moments from video games are the relaxing parts. I'm still slowly playing through the second epilogue in Red Dead Redemption 2, and still feel the game feels like a slog, and so it's so repetitive, but after yet another seemingly pointless mission, the game will leave the player alone in the wilderness or a quiet camp. It's the gorgeous graphics and a calm environment or the simple conversations that I'm actually looking forward to when booting up the game. Jones, you have saved me countless hours of free time by sharing what would probably be my favorite parts of games like Assassin's Creed Valhalla or Animal Crossing. I know it's a lot to ask, but I hope you do an episode of Mindful Games for Red Dead Redemption 2 someday, although I doubt you'll need anyone to twist your arm. The series has not yet convinced me to actively meditate, but I've been doing some back stretches on a daily basis. Nice. And it's pretty meditative, and that I'm not listening to anything other than the silence in my own home. Stay easy and mindful, fellow allies. Big step I took in the last couple weeks for my mental and physical state. I sprained my ankle. I thought that would be good for me overall.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just to set me on my course, help me achieve my goals.
It takes your mind off other things.
It does. It truly does. I've been pretty focused on it. But I did get I went to Rite Aid today and I got a because I got like the sticky bandage, and I was like, oh, I can take this off and reapply it. You take it off, and it's like using a Kleenex like 5 times. It's not gonna happen. But but I got like a actual one that you would get.
Oh,
It had like a like a little splint or something. So I can take it off and put it back on. So I had a nice quiet rest last couple nights because after I wrapped it up. Stay easy and mindful, fellow allies. Joseph, thank you for the kind words and the boost. Because there's probably one person, at least, watching the showcase. It's like, mindful what? Go to youtube.com/easyallies. Look up mindful games. Brandon Keegan. June was quite eventful. Playing certain games for the first time, E3 returning, once again participating in an EZA Forums GOTY countdown, and getting an unimportant miracle. Here we go. To start with the forums vote, after delaying our top picks of 2020 for 6 months to see who could snag new consoles, we proceeded to put together a top 20 instead of the normal 25 due to his not many voters. Still, it's a very strong list. I also got a kick out of my top 3 also being in the forums top 3, though my order differs slightly. But of course, June is E3. Remember E3? Remember that thing?
Feels like forever ago.
While it's always the one week I look forward to every year, as I said last month, I was tepid, and sure enough, my caution proved true. Don't get me wrong, Summer Game Fest started everything with a bang with Elden Ring, Xbox plus Bethesda. I like Xbox plus Bethesda, like Mario plus Rabbids. Had the best overall showcase, while Nintendo was a satisfying close. Bookending with Metroid Dread and an update of Breath of the Wild 2. But honestly, if it isn't Sony, Xbox, Nintendo, or Jeff Keighley, I really don't think anyone else can probably make an entertaining showcase. Ubisoft was average with little surprise. The PC Gaming Show and Future Game Show weren't terrible, but odd pacing and nothing standing out had both shows feel blended together. It's like a Future Game Show doesn't have like bad humor, it's not a Future Game Show. It's like all of them have just had these really like uncomfortable jokes. Like that was a joke not written by the person that said it. But odd pace, which exasperated my feelings on how long the day was. Square and Capcom, while not as awful as many claim, both literally took... Would you care to elaborate on that?
Like, Capcom, like, if you believe Capcom and what they were going to show is what they're going to show, then sure, but wasn't that was horrible? It's just that, why bother doing something at E3 if you've got, like, nothing to talk about?
So I'm upgrading. I'm upgrading my E3 criticisms.
Oh, okay.
Old news is me making fun of the trailers at offices with people at desks and stuff like that. I think that can actually work. I don't think that's like a default, a bad idea out of the gate. My new favorite thing to make fun of is the low cam. So like the Capcom host was like, coming up next, we're gonna talk about Ace Attorney, and then it like cuts to a shot like down here, where it's like, look, she's in the studio, and it's like, yeah, I kind of get why you would maybe do that sometimes if you were making like a speech about sports, or if you were there was like a commercial or something. But it's like, and then like when she'd be like, all right, time to look at Mega Man or whatever, like it would
Mega Man.
It would do like a weird wipe and then show footage of what she just said. It's like, remember when she talked about Resident Evil Village? You're like, yeah, I did. That was like 5 seconds ago. What's happening? So it's so strange. Like the multi-angle works. It just doesn't work for the Back for Blood thing. I think I did it too. Ubisoft did it as well. Although Ubisoft was fun because they had some PR people hosting it, and that was neat to see them get their day in the sun. But both literally told people what to expect. Okay, so that's why Brandon Keegan's given them a pass for Square and Capcom. Is they warned us ahead of time.
You know what? That's not enough.
Did Capcom warn you?
You got to go what Sony's doing. What Sony's doing for the State of Play coming up. They actually went out of their way to say the following will not be in. You know what? I want that from now on.
Yeah.
Don't tease like that.
Right. They somehow were still... I never remember any game Devolver shows because they focus on parody, and don't get me started on Gearbox. Yeah, come on, 2008. What's a Devolver game? What's a game Devolver showed at this year during their press conference? One game. Wow. Okay. I guess you got a point. You got a point. He can remember. You can remember 13 years ago, like the back of his hand. But the Devolver press conference with multiple explosions.
I remember the skits. I just remember the skits.
I remember the one. Yeah, the physical copy game is the one that really stands out. It's like it's a gun something, but I can't any of those names.
Yeah, all I remember is the skits that they do.
That's
funny. Where Nina was now like a low grunt at the company.
Yeah. Well, in Stoked, Kana Bridge of Spirits and Back for Blood got some airtime. The new games announced from E3 I'm looking forward to are A Plague Tale Requiem, Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. Yeah, for all of the Gearbox, man, they really tried to fail the announcement of that game, but I'm still excited. Redfall, Replaced, Somerville, and Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin. In the latter's case, that's a bad trailer, so a massive thanks to Mr. Damiani for streaming the demo and showing it off. While mechanically it looks fun, difficulty curve, pointless AI, companions, irritating boss structure give me heavy pause on trying it. However, June will mark when I achieved the impossible. I caught the white whale known as a PS5.
There you go. Congrats.
We might have some more success stories from June to celebrate in this community showcase. Funny context, the day prior, Sony emailed a random amount of people for the chance to buy directly, and one of my close friends received said email despite already buying from them. That sucks. They sent that email to somebody who'd already bought PS5. Anyway, it still allowed him to order, and we agreed I would PayPal him the moment it arrived at his door so he could ship it to me. Well, the next day, the first day, where I didn't obsessively think about buying one since I started trying, Best Buy went live, and after clicking the auto to cart button periodically for about 20 minutes, it went through. Now, a mutual friend of ours received a PS5 too, so next month I'll report back on 6 games I've played for the first time. Yeah, we'll see. I get promises like that on the showcase, and then people come back and they say it was busy, they had stuff to do, then I don't hear about those games. How am I supposed to know about Miles Morales? Because I reviewed it?
Yeah.
I don't think so. Caesar Villa. Hello, Damiani and Jones. June was loaded with news and things to talk about. Games presented Metroid Dread and glaring absences Switch Pro. Oh, did you see what happened? Yeah. Did you see what happened? They wrote it, but this was a while ago. They don't know.
They don't know.
Caesar Villa doesn't know.
They don't know.
I don't know. Actually, I haven't even read. I saw the tweet. I got to read up on it. And for people watching this, we're going to do we'll do a breaking news. We'll get Damiani and Blood on stage and talk about all of that because I was working on Showcase. There's only one subject I want to tackle since Damiani's here. Thank you for picking my entries for Achieve It Yourself, Damiani. I'm not sure if you didn't notice that you picked 2 entries from the same person, or did it knowingly. Even so, I explained in the second entry that I never meant to send 2, and you should discard the first one. But hey, I'm truly thankful that you used them both. I don't know if this is a compliment more for Caesar Villa, or you're kind of that's something maybe the other submitters should have known.
Might have been
an
oversight.
I'm sure many people submitted for this, and then were like,
I think I copied a line wrong, and I thought I attributed one to someone else. So I thought all of them were unique, but 2 of them were apparently from.
Frustrating to hear, Damiani, because I never make mistakes with the community showcase. I have a flawless track record with the show, with reading things correctly, posting things correctly, giving the audience members plenty of time to submit. We've got to run a tight ship here. I was fun watching Dawn going the distance and trying to figure out Picross, while Isla couldn't give less of a crap and just cheese the hell out of the achievement. And about the Super Mario Bros. 35 one, did you know you can actually get 16 coins out of those coin blocks?
Oh.
I was surprised enough
15.
the first time I got 15 because I was sure as hell that it was all the original game let you collect. But after taking a trip to the NES Online thingy, adjusting the jump speed several times, and abusing the rewind feature, I could get the 15 coins there too. After that, an internet search pointed me to Reddit, where someone made a map of all the obtainable coins in each level for leveling up purposes, I can imagine. And there I found out the elusive 16 coin was also obtainable. But I could Is this a Pop Facts episode? What's going on? It's just I'm getting Pop Fiction vibes here. Some Game Sleuth vibes. After that, but I can only do it like 4 times in my 4 months playing the game. So I decided 15 was hard enough for the achievement, and well, it was. Also, I found it so funny that the proof video made it into the show. It was never meant for public viewing, just to convince you that my claim was possible. Never send us video. Never. Never send. Many people will learn this lesson today here on these showcase. Okay, we will show it. I remember Evo Show sent us one video for the showcase right when we started doing the showcase, and I put it up. And he messaged was like, I didn't think you were gonna post that. I'm like, it was in the bylines. Like, that was the point of what we're doing. And I've never gotten a video from Evo Show since. This June, so it was evidence. It was very bare bones. All the tools I had were the Switch Save Video tool and Windows Photo Editor, but still, Don and Ben's reaction to it was priceless. This June, I beat Wild Guns, Yoshi's Island, and A Link to the Past in the SNES Switch only thingy, and while playing them, I came across a few things that I think could fit the show nicely. Now, I only have to wait and hope for Season 4 and narrow it down to the best entry, or submit 2. Apparently that works. And to close, did you realize you 2 guys inaugurated the showcase in the studio almost 2.5 years ago? Oh.
Wow.
Don't know if you planned it that way or it's just a happy coincidence, but I thought of bringing it up. It's Thomas in contact, Caesar. Thank you, Caesar. Who's playing today? What What goals are being achieved today? Goal! What are they watching next?
Well, I don't know if it's still going on. Was it Italy versus Spain?
That
might
you're the
be
one that
over.
looked it up. I don't know, but they were.
I mean, I don't know if that game's still going on.
They were watching some. They're watching some football
It's
next
the-
door. I'll
it's
tell you.
the
Or is it downstairs? They're watching the
Euro
bar.
Championships?
Maybe
right?
both.
European Championships?
But when I was setting up the showcase, one guy was very happy. One guy just
It's a penalty shootout.
Oh.
It's in PK.
One guy just kept going and going and going. It was really great. I love that.
You think he plans it all out or just makes it up as it goes along?
Sage Mode Q. Hey, Jones Damiani. Hope you had a good 4th. I want to start off by saying that I really enjoyed the Final Fantasy VII Yuffie spoiler mode, Damiani. Well done. Always nice to see Max and the Allies collaborate specifically when it's FF. I myself have just finished playing Final Fantasy VII with the PS5 upgrade and the Yuffie update, and I can say 2 things for certain. The game already looked and ran great before the update, but now it's just incredible on the PS5. And 2, Barrett is without a doubt the best character in Remake. He is just awesome. Can't wait for Remake 2. Part 2. If you had to guess, Damiani, when do you think we'll see it? 2023? 2024?
You mean when they'll unveil it?
Part 2.
Or when it's releasing?
When do you think we'll see it?
Next-
I would take see it as unveil. Yeah, I mean,
next-
he
probably
didn't say
next-
when we'll have it.
Next year.
Sure.
Probably next year.
Yeah. Seemed right. Rounding out my comment with my monthly reminder that Hitman 3 is an incredible game and should not be forgotten come GOTY time. Love and respect, Allies. Here's to the rest of July. Yeah, some quality Easy Allies levels in that game. Go check them out. One second. Parasite Paladin. Hello, Allies. It's been half a year, so I wanted to try my hand at talking about the games I've completed this year. Tearaway Unfolded. Cute. Fun use of the controller. Tad long, but overall, I quite enjoyed it. The ending sequence was incredible. Celeste. Fun and fair. All caps. Fair. Challenging, but I didn't get too frustrated. Although I only played the normal mode, I might think less of it if I tried to test my luck. I love Celeste. It broke me. I stopped playing Celeste. I couldn't get past it. Unmechanical Extended, a puzzle adventure game. This game is short, and that makes me love it so much more. I hate puzzles, but this game super did not overstay its welcome, so it has my thanks and appreciation. Also, the player character is a very pleasant-looking, cute robot, so many points for that. Ratchet & Clank 2015, my first Ratchet & Clank game. Thank you, PlayStation Plus. I had a lot of fun with this. Though the hacking was annoying, like with most games, I hate stealth sections. Still a lovely game, though. Looking forward to the next one whenever I can get my hands on a PS5. Eve 9 Monstrum Nox. Eve is just a cozy series to me at this point. Gameplay-wise, I know what I'm going to get, and it does not disappoint. And the music is so great. I had fun. That's all that matters. Ooh. That's kind of a dig. I had fun. That's all that matters. I had fun. Like, you wouldn't tell that to your kid after a recital or something. I had fun. That's all that matters, honey. Brutal.
If it was Arrested Development, I would.
Robbie Ribby? A Metroidvania where the enemies attack like in a bullet hell? This game is so hard. I was able to manage by dropping in the easiest difficulty. Even then, the final boss was a massive hurdle. Don't regret playing it, though. Robbie Ribby. So it's R-A-B-I-R-I-B-I. Haven't heard of that one. River City Girls. Fun beat 'em up. Really has personality. Love it. Doesn't overstay its welcome. Kirby Star Allies. Love Kirby. But fuck his helpers. Give me more Kirby powers instead of... Did not think the first F-bomb from the showcase would come in a Kirby sentence, but here we are. Give me more Kirby powers instead of variations using partners. Hopefully Kirby's game will really mix it up, but in a good way. Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition Plus Future Connected. Cool game. Lame side quests, though. Too long for what it's doing. Still, I liked it, though. Not really interested in playing number 2, though. You added on that Future Connected, so you were... In a way, you're asking for too much content, right?
Yeah, that's a lot. Doing
It's a lot.
Back to back.
Tomba!
The old one?
Tomba!
Was there a new one? Or just the
Tomba,
old
one of the greats! Anyone that plays this game will love it. If you hear these words and own a PlayStation 3, please go buy it on PSN. You will not regret it. I was thinking about this, actually, when I was writing this out, Parasite Paladin, and I wonder at what moment you decide you need an exclamation point in your game title. You know, like, is it early on, or did you just like wake up one morning and you're like, you know what?
No, that was a cool thing
To
to
hell
do in
with
the 90s.
To hell with
You
it.
do it in the 90s.
Tomba!
Yeah.
Tomba 2! It's okay.
Yeah.
My love of the first game really got me through this. I wouldn't call it a bad game, just underwhelming compared to the first. Risk of Rain 2. Fun. Really love this one. So glad this one is just as fun. Much harder, though. The House and Fata Morgana Dreams of the Revenants editions. Oh, this is a game. The House and Fata or Fata Morgana Dreams of the Revenants editions. Yes?
So that's a game? Yeah.
Tell me all about it, Tommy.
I don't know anything about it. It's apparently good.
This game deserves
It's a visual
its
novel
crazy
game,
high
right?
spot. This game deserves its crazy high spot on the Metacritic list. So, yeah. This game is dark. Bad shit happens. So much bad shit. But I love the tragic tale ever so much. A must-play for pure visual novel fans. Possibly my goatee. And that's all, folks. Love it. I love that, just one game impression after the other. We should do reviews that way.
Yeah.
It's like 5-sentence reviews.
Done.
You know, it was one of like the principles of the very first review we ever cut. I'm like, my goal for these, 2 minutes. I was like dead serious. I'm like, I don't know what all these long reviews are about. Can you imagine asking Ben Moore to write a 2-minute review?
Review pods.
Review pods.
Force everyone to write review pods that he's jealous.
Which we should have just called reviews. Why do we call them review pods? Why were we like, we
Because-
want less people to watch these?
Because they had like a hard limit on how long they could be.
Yeah, just reviews, just shorter reviews.
It also meant like you didn't like finish the game or anything like that. They were basically like, I feel like, a preview, passing judgment on a preview, even though it was the final. Like you're playing the full game, so.
From Eric Jackson, I'm traveling right now, so it'll either be a comment or a very last-minute voice clip. Typical me. That's it.
Typical me.
That's all we get.
It's a
Typical Jackson.
It's the name of a movie. Typical.
You're traveling right now? Well, all week you're traveling?
Yeah.
Really? All month? The whole month you were traveling? Just kidding. Eric Jackson is someone who's very dedicated to the showcase. I love you, Eric. Have safe travels. Jason A. Sackle. Jason A. Sackle, pick up the slack. The slackle. The main game I played during June was Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. It was fantastic. Whew. Nice. Jason has a hard time sometimes with games.
Okay.
I had a lot of fun with it. Not like difficulty-wise, just enjoying himself. Writing just positive remarks seems like a kind of a dull post, so I'll move on to the straight. No! Just once, Jason, I would love. So I'll move on to the Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin demo. The best part of that demo is when it wouldn't load due to corruption. The characters are bland, the environment is rather dull. And I'm having a hard time remembering much else about the demo. The gameplay didn't really do anything for me, but I didn't really experiment after the halfway mark because I just wanted to finish it. Once I beat the demo, I filled out the survey and promptly deleted it. If that survey goes by NPS, I don't think I had one promoter answer, mainly detractors and a couple of passives. If you don't know what that means, let's say you get a survey after dealing with customer service somewhere. If it's a rate If it is a rate from 1 to 5 survey, with 1 being bad and 5 being great, a 4 is still not considered good on the NPS scale and usually has a negative impact despite being passive. Yes, an 8 out of 10 in the NPS world is considered neutral and can actually negatively impact those you fill out the survey for. It's crazy. The opposite of crazy is boring. So let's talk about E3. That was a thing that happened. I will now try to recall things from each event as my highlight for said event. Ubisoft. After the Mario plus Rabbids sequel trailer, the panning shots of Paris to the music track Trailblazer reminded me of the show Travel Man, which uses the exact same track in its opening as it does panning shots of the cities to be visited that season, which is something I would have rather watched. Microsoft. Lots of CG trailers without actual gameplay. The Horizon demo gave me ideas of places to actually visit in Mexico, as I'd rather go to an actual place than explore it in a video game. I don't know if I disagree with I agree with that. Square Enix, a whole lot of Guardians of the Galaxy. Personally, it really didn't do all that much for me. Nintendo actually felt like it had things to show. It was well-rounded, had something for various audiences. With the sequel to Breath of the Wild slated for next year, I was fine with the little tease. I like the first game. I look forward to just exploring. So yeah, E3 was whatever. Anywho, the next game I am looking forward to is Kena Bridge of Spirits. Excited to see how that turns out. I enjoy the little animation projects that Ember Lab put together, and I'm hoping their first video game matches that quality. I have not checked those out. I know Ember Lab's got some fun work on, because it kind of seemed weird. It's like, who made this? You know, it seemed like kind of a strange thing to just come completely out of nowhere.
Yeah,
so, makes sense. Yeah. If it does, I think it's going to be a studio to keep an eye on. That is August, though. No idea what I may play next month. Maybe a game from the PS Plus collection. Maybe Persona 5. Dun dun dun. What a cliffhanger.
that's a long game.
Yeah.
Very long game.
It's a good game. It's long though. It's a long game. From Robert Seven Lee, Michael Damiani in the house. I hope both of you are having a great day. Sadly, my NVIDIA RTX 3090 died last month, and the retailer refunded me instead of supplying a replacement.
Oh no!
Which doesn't help considering the massive price hike in GPUs this year.
Oh. Wait, what? Who? Oh, I was gonna say you should have contacted the manufacturer.
I was gonna say, can you get the other phone right now? Get on the phone.
Oh,
Make some calls,
I don't know what country they're in or not. Maybe it's a different story.
Make some calls.
Make some calls. Okay. Make some calls.
Having lost access to hundreds of PC titles, I turned my attention to the PS5 version of Final Fantasy VII Remake. I would like to submit a video of me fighting through a battle I loathe to get an excellent final boss from Chapter 18. Did you submit a video and I didn't get it? I absolutely love this fight even after over 140 hours of playtime. It's the only battle that clicked with me. I had multiple attempts at the final boss, or maybe you're capturing it right now. Even attempted to get a no damage victory but never came close. Unfortunately, it's not possible, to save before this fight, so you have to go through the preceding battle, which feels like a difficult chore. Dying here, which happens a lot, is an absolute pain because it's long-winded and has multiple cutscenes you can't skip. This gives me anxiety like waiting for an important test to begin, and I just want to get started. Recorded using PS Remote Play. Spoiler warning to anyone who hasn't beaten the game. A massive warning to any purist out there. As I used the powerful accessory to cheese the fight I earned, so I'm putting it to use. Massive shout out to the incredible, talented Kieran Little, who's allowed me to use his music from last month's community showcase for the video. Damiani, you're in for a treat, and I didn't grab this video. I'm sorry.
Let's say this Jones. This sounds like a video. Where's the video?
Let me just take your name too. How did I miss this link? See, flawless, baby. Flawless. And I didn't. Jesse, I have your VO. I just didn't put it. I had to make a whole new project, so I forgot to put it in this part. I
Be right back. Imagining video.
Respect Robert Lee. Robert Lee, we'll get to that. But there's your intro. Hello, sirs. This is from Axel. Hello, sirs. Jones and Damiani. We returned from the forums to give you our belated GOTY 2020. We took our sweet time to make sure no stone was left unturned and to get PS5s. As a reminder, the rules are for every participant to send their top 8 for the year, which receive points according to their ranking. So here are our overall rankings. Let us know what you think. Never too late to talk about the last year and talk about the best of the year. I love doing it. Here we go. All right. Number 20, Assassin's Creed Valhalla with 7 points. Number 19, which I love is beating out Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Kentucky Route Zero TV Edition with 8 points. 18, I think deserved, Crusader Kings 3 at 9. With 9 points. Yakuza Like a Dragon at 17 with 12 points. Streets of Rage 4 with also 12 points, and I can't remember how the ties are determined. I think they'll explain later. Demon Souls at 14 points. Half-Life Alyx 14 points as well, only 15-14. Not a lot of people checked it out. Probably makes sense. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1+2, 15 points to get at number 13. Cyberpunk 2077. Which is a little higher than I maybe expected. I could see that just missing the list entirely. 15 points. Astro's Playroom, 16 points, beating out Cyberpunk. Feels good. Resident Evil 3, which I heard you played once or twice, 18 points. Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales at number 9 with 18 points. Animal Crossing New Horizons at number 8 with 22 points. I remember that was a tough game to consider during the awards. 13 Sentinels, Aegis Rim at 7. 7 to number 1. These are the best games of the year. With 24 points. Doom Eternal at number 6 with 26 points. What are you doing? You got us down?
No, I'm doing it for them.
Hades at number 5 with 32 points. Ghost of Tsushima beating out Hades for number 4 spot, 36 points. A game I thought overlooked during the awards. I expected it to get more awards. I did not play it, but the forum is here to pick it up. Ori and the Will of the Wisps. Number 3, baby. 43 points. And then your 2, duking it out, Final Fantasy VII Remake got the number 2 slot, giving Last of Us Part 2. The top. But 75 to 73 points. That FF7 Last of Us 2.
Close.
That was close.
Very close.
Here's some extra tidbits. After Uncharted 2 Among Thieves in 2009, The Last of Us in 2013, and Uncharted 4 Thief's End in 2016, this is the 4th GOTY win for Naughty Dog, making them the uncontested kings of the EZA forums. See you in 2024 for Uncharted 5 Revenge of the Thief. A cruel second place for the wonderful Final Fantasy VII Remake with 73 points. This doesn't sound...
That sounds like a terrible.
You gotta be, actually, you gotta step back a little bit. Before the last 4 votes I received, it was 11 points ahead, and it scored nothing from those 4 votes. The emotions. Well, Last of Us scored 13. It was the highest scoring second place ever, and it got 9 number 1 votes versus 6 for The Last of Us. Robbed! The 2 games that deserve a huge shout out for narrowly missing the top 20 with 6 points. Anything from 2020 you thought we surprised not to see on that list?
Hit me.
Hit you?
No. Yeah, hit me.
Hunt Down?
Hunt Down.
Hunt Down. I hope that was us. There was a lot of people check that out, especially Don. Shout out to Don. And Crash Bandicoot 4.
Huh.
On the Nintendo front, Hyrule Warriors, Age of Calamity, Paper Mario, The Origami King only scored 1 points each. Yikes.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say like, where's in contention there? I don't know about that, but okay.
Cheers.
Okay.
From Level Capybara. Hi, Brandon. Hi, Damiani. Hope both of your Julys are going well. Damiani, rumor has it you partake of the occasional Nintendo game every now and then. Well, I think I might have predicted the future of a certain, as of yet unreleased Nintendo title, but I thought I should run it by you for approval.
All right.
That's what happens, right? That's the thing. Is like I imagine Damiani like goes home. He's on the dark web, and he's you know you got your spies, your little birds. You know, all these little kids are running around the game industry.
Yeah, Lalafell's running around in Eorzea.
Yes.
That's the dark web. Yeah,
your secrets.
Okay.
You open up your window and all the dark ravens, dark birds with dark words.
All right.
And he learns all about his video game stuff. He doesn't call people call Damiani. So this is how it works. Somebody say, hey, Level Capybara out there doing the work for you.
All right.
This prediction concerns Pikmin 4. Once again, E3 has come and gone with no sign of Pikmin 4 in sight, despite Miyamoto's past assurances that the game is pretty much ready to go. Assurances? Was there more than one? I remember the one he said it was like almost done. He was like, oh yeah, it's almost done.
Yeah.
Or 60% done.
Pikmin fans have been through this before. This Pikmin 3 was the song and dance.
But did Miyamoto talk a lot, like several times, or was it really just kind of one classic interview that just got?
He has mentioned it. Nothing's been shown off. Like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Bought Pikmin 3 though. Never played it, and I just bought it like 2 weeks ago for Switch. I thought I was gonna play it when we went camping.
I loved it.
It's
really good.
Check it out. That's some good frame trap.
But I mean, you really need to run this by Bloodworth. He's the CEO.
Right.
He makes the calls.
So when can we expect to see Pikmin 4? Well, let's do some math. The first Pikmin came out in...
This is not going to go well.
First Pikmin came out in... Do you remember? First
Pikmin? Oh, it came out for GameCube in what, 2001? No, 2002? 2003?
2001. You nailed it.
Oh, it was the first one. Oh, yeah.
Pikmin 2 came out in...
that was also GameCube 2002? 2003?
2004.
Oh, wow. It took a while.
In other words, the gap between Pikmin 1 and Pikmin 2 was roughly 3 years. 3 to the first power.
Oh my gosh. Stop this. Here we go.
Why is that relevant? Because Pikmin 3 came out in 2013. And the gap between Pikmin 2 and 3 was roughly 9 years. 3 to the second power.
All right.
It stands to reason, therefore, that the gap in years between Pikmin 3 and Pikmin 4 will equal 3 to the third power, a whopping 27 years from 2013. Sure. So I hope, you, like me, are looking forward to playing Pikmin 4 when it finally releases in the year 2040. Isn't math wonderful? I also predict that in 2040, a Nintendo employee will state in an interview that they've been thinking about bringing back F-Zero, but haven't had any new ideas for the series yet. Can't be too far, though. As always, thanks for everything you guys do to make the internet a better place. Love and respect.
So, wait, what was Pikmin 3 again? 2013?
2013, right?
So 3, 9. The difference is 6. As I said, there's another equation you could come up with. It won't be 27 years, though.
Okay,
maybe there's hope for you.
What's the difference?
Well, the first one was 3, then the second difference was 9, but the difference between that is 6, so that increased by 6, but the first gap was 3, so it went to 3, 6, so the next one should be a difference of 9, so then 9 plus 9 is 18, so add 18 years to 2013, so it'd be 2031 instead of 2040.
Yeah. Okay.
So, 2031.
Right. Feels right.
2031.
And
you got 10 more years.
I think it's going to be 2031, but I think we will see it at E3 next year. I think both of those things will happen. It's time for drawings. Talk about Pikmin some more. I'm going to get some more.
Pikmin 5 and 21. Sure. I think there'll be 5 Pikmin games, mainline Pikmin games, by the year 21. And it's going to stretch here for anyone who just got into our chat. Nice big stretch. Oh, by the way, have you heard? I'm just kidding. Do we miss a comment, Smalls Leviathan? Did you get it in by the deadline that Jones posted?
Uh-oh.
You didn't get it in by the deadline.
Is there a small Leviathan post that's missed?
Smallest Leviathan.
All right, I got it. I got the showcase.
Got to
here.
double check.
Yes.
They claim they got it in before the deadline.
Man.
We're into the PKs now for the comments.
I thought I had 100%.
I have.
Staying Patreon ate it.
It got eaten by the Kraken.
If you want to email it to me, I can grab it before we're done. But yeah, tis not on the Patreons. But it is time to look at drawings anyway.
All right.
And we got that one video, and then we got Jesse Blue's video as well that we'll get to. Okay.
Right.
Bam. You know what's amazing, Damiani? I got... You can do this now. Woo. And you don't know if you could do that before.
You've always been able to do that.
Could you?
That's...
I've always wanted to do that. I've always wanted to make the space bigger. It's so much easier to manage. From Jethrin. Hey, Jones, Damiani. Here are a few drawings I've been doing for my daughter. I haven't had drawn much in years. Actually, bring this over there too.
Yeah. Jones, you're learning. Now we're just gonna teach you how to do. There's a thing you can do in scenes where you can, if you go to the top, just real quick. So you see the one?
Right, we're doing this now. We're literally doing this right now.
Yeah, you see the arrow?
Yes,
You're not gonna do this now. You could add every single person's thing as a preset within this scene, so you don't have this giant list of sources. Yeah, next time you can just put people's names, and you just drop the drop down, click it, it'll load that.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Here we go. I haven't drawn much in years. My
this.
6-year-old daughter recently got a toy mailbox and expected mail, so I told her I would draw her a picture every day. It's been nice to have an obligation to keep me at it. Hopefully keeping at this will help me out, put out some better stuff, but these are a start. I appreciate the allies and everything you do. Love, respect, Jethrin.
All right. This is driving me crazy right now.
Right?
Is the thing on the stomach supposed to be like a pot or acorn? Or is that like a mouth and the two buttons are eyes? Is that like a creature on the stomach?
I think it's
is it a double creature?
I think it's a drawing of a taco.
Okay.
I think it's a taco.
I'm seeing. I'm like, wait a second. Ah! It's a pocket.
It's a pocket.
Okay. Woo! It's like
It's a pocket for tacos. Yes.
Oh,
yes.
yes.
Yes. Your art is looking good. Yes.
Hey.
See this?
We know that.
I've heard it's good. Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Scorn bunny.
That's my guy. Speaking of football.
Sebastian.
Nice. And shout out to his, I think his voice actor passed this year or last year.
Aw.
Or it might have been the singing voice. I do not recall. Jethrin, good stuff. Your daughter's very lucky. Jeremy Waldman, hello allies. The Weather-Worn demo debuted during Steam Next Fest on Steam, congratulations, and the prequel comic is now available on itch.io. Before game design, the entire comic was drawn to lock the story. Doodly-doo. Boop, which some of you might be familiar with. Number one, the cover features the main characters, Pap and Pup. Number two, Pap and Pup head home in a 2-page interior spread. Number three, Pup in the Snow, which I believe we've seen before. And then you can see the game on the right, just give you a sense of what that's like.
Cool.
And then 4, comic cover to the gameplay comparison. More to come. Love, respect, Jeremy. Yeah, this is all free, available for you to check out now, and you can check out the link. Or again, you can just go to itch.io and look up Weather-Worn. But you can check out the links as well. And Jeremy and the Weather-Worn team has been sharing stuff with us. So again, one of those things, if you want to just not only check out this showcase and find links available to that, you can check out the previous showcases and all the other stuff that they've brought, trailers and whatnot. Love trailers. Fish flop. Yeah. Yes. Hey guys, glad to see everyone back in the studio. Really enjoyed the E3 coverage and the great betting special. The Sonic series had its 30th anniversary last month, and I've been a big Sonic nerd ever since I was a kid. Jones mentioned the Sonic Symphony concert on the podcast, but I also wanted to shout out the wonderful special 30th anniversary comic that IDW released. It's super jolly and a must-read for anyone who loved the Sega Genesis and Saturn era. I worked on my own fan project last month where I basically pitched my concept for a franchise refresh.
Ooh.
I'll keep things simple for the showcase here and just share some of my character art. Some are pretty much unchanged, while I put my own twists on others and redesign them a bit. Yeah, colors popping. If anyone is interested in the rest of the project, with all of the backstory and other characters, feel free to look me up on Twitter at @fishflop_. At fishflop, one word, fishflop, regular spelling, but there's an underscore at the end there. Thanks again, allies. Love and respect. Yeah, I love the borders too.
Yeah.
I love. So anybody stand out to you that's very different? Like I recognize these characters, but
I didn't recognize. Is the bunny character from the cartoon or something? From the first one, isn't the girl on the left from the first one also from the cartoon? Whoa, yeah, look at Robotnik, Eggman.
And I got my cowboy friend who I never knew is he playable in any of the games? I know I played him in the fighting game, but is he?
I don't know. But
I gotta dig into the lore of that guy.
Yeah, that's a good villain.
Fang the sniper. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta get into.
It's pretty good. Holy crap!
I think it's time to really dive deep into Sonic lore. Next gen half. I've waited too long. Oh, next gen half. They're actually screenshots. I'm gonna switch over here for just a second. Because I grabbed this because I thought it was art because it's a mod technically, but I was like, hey, no, this is a screenshot. This is Crusader Kings. Next gen have, hey guys, with the showcase intro, I wanted to highlight a bunch of cool conversion mods for Crusader Kings 3. It's really incredible what these people are doing out here for this game. All of these are works in progress. The first is Tales of Ireland. This mod turns the whole game into the Isle of Ireland with many new ancient religions, cultures, and a few new mechanics. The mod is inspired by the Labor Gabala Aaron, the Book of Invasions. Prince of Darkness is the second one.
Book of Invasions.
Yeah.
Sick.
That's Labor, Lebor, Gabala, Gabala, Eren, Erenn, the Book of Invasions. This is Prince of Darkness, based on the World of Darkness, Vampire the Masquerade. Plays a vampire or an inquisitor in 1230 AD after the fall of Constantinople. That's so awesome. Plays like the main game, but introduces a ton of vampire mechanics, new skill trees, new religions, custom kingdoms, customization options.
Yeah, it's like a map looks so
Yeah.
good. I mean, map of Europe.
Whoa. Do you recognize this just from names or anything? This is Fodlan, a Fire Emblem mod. You can take the reins of one of 4 main powers in Fodlan right before war breaks out.
Yeah.
Featuring a custom map, characters and mechanics you can play with and interact with many characters from 3 houses. The modders are also expanding the lore of the game, adding regions and religions outside of Fodlan.
That's cool.
And then here's the just 10 out of 10. This is just out of control. This one. Out of control. Lord of the Rings Realms in Exile. This mod lets you enter Middle-earth right before the War of the Ring breaks out. The modders are slowly adding detailed areas one at a time, but allowing people to play what's there right now. On top of having a custom map, characters, religion cultures, cosmetic options, playable races, and mechanics, the modding team behind this mod also added some custom music as well. And yes, you can play as the Dark Lord Sauron. Not out yet. These are not out yet, so there's no pictures. The Witcher just announced that modders are working on a Witcher mod for CK3. Nothing was shown yet. Elder Kings 2. Unlike Lord of the Rings mod, they wish to release this when the entire map is done. You'll be able to play CK3 in Tamriel with Elder Scrolls features like multiple playable races, magic, religious workshops of Daedra, and the ability to summon dragons if you're Dragonborn. The 4 Nations. CK3 in the land of Avatar The Last Airbender.
Ooh.
Still early in progress, the Isle of the Fire Nation seems to be finished. It has a start date during the era of Avatar Kyoshi. Game of Thrones, I was waiting for that, yeah. Play CK3 in the land of Westeros, like other mods mentioned, has a custom map, assets, and features. There are many other great, high-quality mods for CK3. Anyone interested in the game should really take a look. Love and respect. Next Gen Hef. 2 things about Avatar. 1, and I just want to say this because I'm watching Korra right now. The armies in that world don't really do a whole lot. It's like, it always comes down to just like a couple people. It's like, oh, finally they did the thing. Whenever it's like, let's get everybody and we'll sail over that continent and try to end the war. It doesn't work. It just doesn't. That was very, very tumultuous land. But I got to some flashback stuff in season 2.
Okay, you got to good stuff.
Some
Okay,
flashback
finally.
stuff, like about 7 or 8 episodes in, where they're getting into some deep Avatar lore, and it's good.
Show begins now.
Oh, it's good. Really, really
the real
good
show
stuff.
begins now.
Really
yeah.
good stuff. I think it's beginnings 1 and 2.
You've hit the 20-hour mark in the JRPG. Like, all right, here we go. Here's the 20-hour mark. It gets good now, everyone.
It was beginnings part 1 and 2, and I told him, man, I'm like, let's just watch 1. And then after beginnings part 1, I was like, well, shit. This is like one of the best episodes of the show I've ever seen. I can't. Those are awesome though. Boy, I don't even have time to play Crusader Kings just on its own. Crusader Kings 3, let alone all those mods. But those look like a lot of fun. Yeah, what do you do when this happens, Damiani? Oh no, I'm on screenshots. That's why it's not scrolling. I gotta go back. To drawings. Hush, you. Shush. Right? Line this up. I got them all on screen. This is so great. All right. Nick Gothic. Hello, Brandon. Hello, Damiani. I'm going through my day-to-day life and still combating my loneliness, and partially to alleviate that during lockdown, I was running a text-based game of Dungeons & Dragons for some of my friends on Discord. I sometimes get in the habit of drawing creatures or heroes from the campaign, and I'm really proud of these 2 goblins. I really like goblins. Yes.
Whoa.
Yeah, definitely Diagon Alley energy there. I sometimes get in the habit... Oh, sorry. They're just so funny, and I think Warcraft and Jimquisition both had a big hand in making them appealing to me. This first one is just a common guardsman, while this other one is named Honcho, and is one of the early bosses for the players.
The boss.
Yeah, he's been the leader of a small occupational force that took over a gnomish windmill and is sitting on a cozy office at the top. He's very nerdy and swears like a sailor, looks a bit like Danny DeVito.
Yep.
Yeah. This next one is a fursona, which is not a term I throw around a lot, I gotta be honest. I drew for one of my dearest friends. Is this the first time somebody's posted furries on EZA? She's a mouse named Vanilla, and since my friend is a big Bob Dylan fan, she commissioned me to draw her character in the same attire and pose as the 1966 Blonde on Blonde album. And here's the 2 of them side by side. Again, first of all, I just want to give people, and they're like, wait, Blonde, but wait a minute. Just take it in. And then here's the spoiler to actually see like the inspiration. Oh, Bob, if you only knew. I drew a bit more of my Nellie. This is a character that Nick's created for a comic that Nick's working on. And she's completely adorable. A rare color picture, and this other one was inspired after I couldn't stop listening to the song Evil-Hearted You by the Yardbirds. The Yardbirds are very... imagine something that would be... Yeah, it seemed to bring a lot of inspiration for the work, as you've described it. This one's really challenging since I'm not used to drawing perspectives like this. And now for some exciting news. I've decided I want to try out skateboarding. I guess that all that THPS hype finally did me in. I always wanted to try it out but never had any money as a kid. Now that I do, I consciously set out to buy parts, the first of which is a custom designed deck. Now this deck might be a little explicit for EZA standards. Are you ready? Are you hoping?
Oh, here it goes. Hookups?
Woohoo! Nah, that's fine.
My Bloody Valentine, Babes in Toyland, Friday, February 7th. That's fine.
This design is based on an old concert poster from the early 90s for Dinosaur Jr. and My Bloody Valentine. It's so sick. It combines all the things I love in one package, and I have a board pusher to thank for printing it out. I got the wheels too, and I'm expecting trucks by tomorrow, and hopefully I won't immediately crash and get discouraged. I was meaning to ask Brad for some skating tips last time, but Patreon ate my post. So I'm sad he won't see this. Wishing you all a wonderful day now. Love and respect, Nick Gothic at Clown Glass. I can pass that on to Brad, get that feedback. I saved up to buy rollerblades. I put them on my feet. I went down my driveway, across the street, up the neighbor's driveway, and directly onto my chin. Straight down.
Bam.
Right onto the chin. I think it was 9 stitches.
Woo.
I've had stitches twice. I got a stitch here, and I really messed up my head during a play one time, and I was bummed because I didn't get to watch either of them. There was just people like really close to me, and I was like, I want to see this. You know? Come on, man. Somebody's sewing my skin shut? I want to see that. Wishing you all a wonderful day. Love and respect, Nick Gothic. Thank you for that. Keeping this up on screen for a little bit longer in case anybody enjoys that. There it goes. From Mo Grant. Hey, Jones Damiani. I'm back this month with an update as we get closer to the release of issue #1 of the new Luminaries. So yeah, if you like comic books, bam. Let's get into it. These are very, very fun. Last time we had all the color flats finished. Now all of the color details have been completed for each page thanks to the hard work of our amazing artist, JR. The links to his website and Twitter are again posted at the bottom of this. So again, patreon.com/EasyAllies, Community Showcase is one of the top tabs. Click on that. You'll get this one and all of the other ones. As soon as the showcase is over, I'll make it public. Because, you know, like, Small Leviathan might be sending me something, or you never know. And we're now waiting on the lettering to be completed before we call it a wrap on this issue and fully move on. Number 2, quick recap of the synopsis for Damiani. The story revolves around a mysterious event that causes some of the world's most notorious villains to randomly appear throughout the city, and it's up to a team of unexpected heroes to step up and save the day. 3 of the pictures below are the color flats for the previous pages we showed, as well as the full color details of each of those pages, and the last 3 are new pages with the full color details. These first 2 sets of pages are part of the fight between Marissa and Razorwing. You can probably guess who too. Page 1 color flats, page 1 full color, page 2 color flats, page 2 full color. So I can get that one and we can just bam. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. Love that.
Cool.
Because you see this, you're like,
ray tracing,
yeah,
RTX
on.
on.
Yeah, you're like, yeah,
do it.
You're like,
Hit again.
are awesome.
RTX on. Yeah.
Same thing with this page. Like, oh, another page. Yeah.
RTX on.
Yeah. Love
So
doing that.
cool.
I think this one as well, right? Yeah.
Ooh.
Love the glow. But just earthbending, bro. Look at him earthbending, man.
Yeah.
It's off the wall.
Hitting those rocks right back. Bang.
Yeah.
Whoa.
The next set shows a part with the fight between the villain Helikinesis facing off against Charlie, which we saw with who's smacking it. The museum guard who has acquired a bond with a magical sword. Page 3 color flats, page 3 full color. These 3 images are new pages showing Marissa and Ezra as they set out in search of answers. Jack of all trades and his flying pirate ship full of goons descending on the local museum. Yes. Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Airships.
Yes. Just love that. And our final hero of the issue, Nico Orenji, jumping into action. Yeah. Link to the artist's Twitter and website. Twitter is JR Harris at JR Comic Arts. Regular spelling, capital JR and then comic and then arts. And the website, jrcomicart.com. Thank you for that. Yeah, it's so cool. And again, I just love doing those color comparisons. This comes in from Croctus.
Jensen Impact. Oh. I get it. All right.
No comment?
All right. Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
Just the art. There's a delay, so I want to see it come up. B-Boy 20, we all never asked for this.
Corporations control the world. It's okay. Good Jensen Impact, but I missed opportunity. You were a little too soon.
Right?
You could have had a face of Dominic Toretto in each one of those and had family.
What was it? What did they send? They're like, wow, I love this ending of Silent Hill 3. Was it Isla that posted that in Slack?
Just because we got
Dom's
family.
like, that might be God, but she ain't family. They're like both together. Dominic Toretto? And finally from Chim Nguyen. Get out of here, Jensen. Jensen follows me on Twitter. That actor. Doesn't happen.
Yo.
I follow some VO actor and they follow me back. From Chim Nguyen, hey, Damiani and Jones. Only one art I did in June, but gotta keep up with the monthly Chun-Li. Finally got a PS5. And again, not the last person to get a PS5 in the showcase.
Nice.
And a shout out to everybody still trying. Was thinking of jumping in on Astro's Playroom, but decided to put it in between Spider-Man games. So I've been playing Remaster. I've not gone back to Remaster because I played the campaign twice. I don't know if I want to. A lot of other things to play. I don't know if I want to go for a third, but that Remaster is so tempting. I was a bit sad they took out fast travel scenes, but I guess faster loading is the reason why it's not there, right? I also went back to Call of Duty Warzone since Black Ops 2, which was like 7 years ago. Just enjoying my time with friends, though. I'm doing everything they asked me to do, like crossplays turned off. Like playing it on PS4 instead of PS5. Interesting. Or not having aim assist on. KD is at 0.07. I know it's free, but if your crossplay is turned off, a game shouldn't ask you to turn it on twice at the beginning of each match and to have yes as the top option. Huh. That's fascinating. I've never heard that criticism about Warzone. That's really interesting. Also never played Warzone. This is simply bad game design. E3 this year was such a downer. Wasn't really excited about anything. Thankfully, Euros football soccer has been mostly awesome, as we have heard.
Yeah, we've been hearing all throughout the day.
Wasn't really excited about anything. Unfortunately, missing the finals on Sunday because of work. Bike is fixed. Love and respect. Cheers, yay! Fixed bike. We got some close-ups on the bike damage last month, so it's good. Good to hear. Good to hear. All right. Time for photographs. Damiani, do you like cats?
Kitties.
So you understand what's going on here. You're not wondering, like, why is that human being laying on top of that cat, right? You're like, why is that?
You're cute. You're cute.
It never gets old. It never gets old. Happy gaming. Hey there, Damiani and Jones. Wow, this month flew by. We're finally able to return to theaters. And the Heights was extremely jolly, especially coming from someone who hates musicals. Happy game. I had planned to produce a review of What Remains of Edith Finch this month. I already know roughly what I plan on saying. I just needed to play through and capture before writing the script. But things got busy because I started my classes for teaching English as a foreign language. Nice. I can sympathize. I got this game called Mario Golf that I'm not really excited about finishing the script for. I'm really enjoying playing it, but like going through that review and everybody kind of knows what I'm going to give it, it's like, I feel a little bit behind on that. But a lot going on this week, like the community showcase. Then when I started playing the first half hour of the game, it hit me really deeply emotional ways. It was hard to get the footage I wanted because I couldn't stop crying. I absolutely love Edith Finch, but full disclosure, it also takes place extremely close to where I grew up and where we're moving back to soon. Over the course of the pandemic, whenever I feel especially homesick, I'd install the game and boot it up just to play the first few minutes of walking through the woods and house. It's not the best place to be emotionally when trying to produce a review. On the bright side, we're going back for the first time in 2+ years for a family camping trip. Yes. I'm extremely excited to stay up late with my brothers drinking beer, playing retro games, to chat with the family around a campfire, and just to be back home again. I do a lot of camping, but like that big camping trip where you have like multiple people, multiple cars and tents and stuff like that. That's really special. It's also the first time in a while where we're leaving our cat Riku home. He's going to have good company taking care of him, but we're really going to miss him and worry about him while we're away, especially after the course of the pandemic where I hardly left the house. I feel like he'll miss us, which is true. Now we have to deal with Sophie, but for a while we just had a cat. We had Albus, our old cat, and we'd be on vacation and Amanda would be like, the house didn't burn down, did it? I'm like, no, the house didn't burn down and your cat is not dead in a pile of house ash right now. Come on! You know that didn't happen.
I like the Home Alone scene on the plane when they're like...
She's like, you turned on the oven and burnt the house down. I'm like, he's never done that. Like, why would he?
Cats, they're plotting to overthrow the world, as cute as they are.
I'm like, your cat is living his best life right now. Your cat... I hate to break this to you, but while you worry about your cat, he does not worry about
I made my parents disappear.
Look what you did, you little jerk. Especially after the course of the pandemic where I hardly left the house, I feel like he'll miss us, which is true. But it's he's been such an emotional support. No, oh my goodness, Norby, I love my cat. You've seen the video, I love that cat. Where I hardly left the it's just going to be extremely difficult without him for a couple of weeks. So here's some pictures of our little guy. Yeah. Apologies about a lack of review this month. I mean, what would you rather have? A review of What Remains of Edith Finch? Yeah, okay. Let's get into it. Here, let me click all of these, and then I'll... Actually, whoops, no, there's different sizes behind, yeah. Number 1, Riku and I having a cat nap. He loves cuddling. Number 2, boxers are the best game. What is that, a tie? That's a tie.
No, it's a cat toy.
Oh, it's a cat toy.
Wand thing.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
It's a good tie. Number 3, our little dude saying hi in the morning. Boom. Number 4, Riku helping me edit a video. Yeah, definitely been there before. Yep. But I don't get this like Bond villain action where it's just like you're the calm and you can just kind of like scratch. So he can do something with the mouse, you know? Nobody's constantly moving. It has to be like lots of aggressive petting and movement.
They don't stand up. They don't. Well, sometimes, not recently, but sometimes Tifa has gone in my lap and stayed there and been played nice. Usually they're getting my lap to get onto the desk. They're on the desk and then it's mayhem. Especially Tifa's pretty good. Tifa will go to like the side where the mouse is and just perch on the edge of the desk and just sit there and do nothing. Cloud just goes back and forth like, yeah, what's up? Just starts scratching the monitor, hops on top of the tower, threatens to hit the power. He like lies down right on top of the power button with his paws like this. And he's like, oh, I'm going to press this right now and you're going to like it, aren't you?
I think that was the review for Detention at the time. 5, passive-aggressively not allowing me to play Grandia because he wanted to snuggle. See, like this like build of a cat, that was Albus. Albus literally had this very, it was very, very similar. Just a nice. Oh, I miss that boy. The coffee table is also a fun game. I love that. that has ceiling cat energy. That's it's like spying on you. I miss my another cat that used to have KC, which stood for kitty cat. I didn't name him. That's my parents' cat. I was leaving for college, so I didn't get to spend a lot of time with him. But he would. My parents had this table by their bathroom that had a cover over it, and he would just hide under there. And anytime he would just like walk by, he'd, like come out and like that was his thing. Didn't do that with any other spots in the house. It was just that table. He was all about it. So of course I would just walk back and forth all day and let him attack me. We have a Riku blep. Just a good cat blep.
Aww.
Cat blep for everybody. Sometimes you need a good cat blep. Now I understand. You're gonna miss that blep. I mean, it makes perfect sense. Seems like cats know too. It's like when a cat has their tongue out, and you're like, "How do you have your tongue out?" They'll stop. They're like, "What?" They'll pull it back. Last Halloween, Riku helped me with tried our jack-o'-lanterns. And a cat nap. Again, we call him our little vampire. My buddy Todd, who co-wrote the Final Fantasy retrospective, he has a dog that had to have surgery before he got the dog on lower teeth, and so she had her lower teeth removed, so she's like pure vampire. Just whoa, little vampire dog. Oh, goodbye, kitty. I'm sorry. We got to move on to another post. It's not cat related. I'm sorry.
Bye, fluffy kitty.
From me and Alexander. Yeah, baby. My girlfriend said she was going out to get coffee and came back with a surprise gift.
That's not a cat.
That's not a cat. That's not a coffee either. If you had a cat, or if you could have a cat or a coffee or a PlayStation 5 right now, what would you want? Ignore the fact that there's a PlayStation 5 right there.
Oh.
A coffee or a cat? What would you? Right now. If I could just literally hand one over.
I mean, I like cats, but this room is not good for cats, so. Got
some people at the company.
I have to worry about the well-being of the cat, so.
Hello, everyone. This is from Nathan Codaroli. Congrats again. Yeah, baby.
Whoa.
Oh yeah, this is a series. We've got many of these. They're fun to guess. We had a Witcher one where he started really close on Geralt's eye and then slowly moved back, and it was like, wait, what am I looking? Oh, it's Geralt. It was a busy month, but I have a small perler bead project for you. This scene is my wife's request from one of her favorite games, Loom. Oh, Loom. 1990, great, yeah, an old LucasArts classic. This is the opening scene where Bobbin Threadbare awaits the fall of the last leaf of autumn. And here is a bonus non-gaming project, which you may like as well. I was particularly happy with this fall scene. Again, just pretty fall scene.
Whoa.
Yeah, really, really good. I love the leaves that are falling. Yeah, that's really, really nice.
I've seen people who, I don't know what the process is where it binds it together, but a lot of conventions I see people sell this stuff, but like it's like the white space is gone. So like this, it looks like pixel art come to life. Yeah. I see a lot of this. I'm always impressed by how detailed it is.
Curious, tell me what's going to happen. I knew it!
What did you try and do, Jones?
I opened a folder, but it...
Oh, so you don't know the magic trick of how to make it show up on here?
I don't know the magic. There's a magic trick? Can you do it right now?
You
Can you do
it.
magic right now?
So sit. Okay. Mouse over.
You guys teaching me so much.
Mouse over the folder icon.
Okay.
And wait a second. Now right click. Now click move. You don't have the keyboard. Because you have to hit an arrow key, but otherwise you can just drag it back over now.
What do I hit, like left?
Just hit left once. Just hit left once.
Hit left once? Okay.
Or right once, and now you can come over and mouse drag it over to this side.
Oh, there it is.
But you can use the mouse now actually and just like drag it.
Chat's not seeing any of this. But I'm doing this. And push your headphones up.
Oh,
Put your headphones on. Grab it Jessie Blue's entry. Bam. Bam. And we'll go back to here. Hi, everybody. From Jessie Blue, hello, Jones, Damiani, and Chad. Greetings from the Midwest. With E3 all over and the allies back in the studio, it warms my heart to have you all together again. In-person salt is the best salt. Given the constraints placed on you all this past year and a half, give or take a couple of months, it's due only to your and Isla's hard work and getting the tech issues sorted and all the allies working together to slowly improve your at-home working conditions. Achieve It Yourself Season 3 was super excellent, even with the work-from-home constraints, and it shows us all that if Damiani wants to do a thing, there's not much that can stop it. I really enjoy your work, and I really, as a colleague, I enjoyed this relationship, but I can't agree with that.
Okay.
I can't agree with that.
Okay.
I'm using you and the other allies as inspiration to continue work on my own YouTube audiobook series. Thank you for everything. Hugs. Hugs in caps, 2 exclamation points. Love and respect, Jessie Blue. And now, for Jessie's audio entry. When we last saw Alice, she had found a tiny key and a tiny door that was too big to fit. She finds a bottle labeled Drink Me, so of course, she does. Listen in to find out what happens next in Lewis Carroll's book, Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. Performed by Jessie Blue.
What a curious feeling, said Alice. I must be shutting up like a telescope. And so it was indeed. She was now only 10 inches high, and her face brightened up at the thought that she was now the right size for going through the little door into that lovely garden.
What's happening?
First, however, she waited for a few...
So what's with audio? What do we think's going wrong here, Damiani?
Chat. What do you mean? What's with audio?
What's with audio? I just want to make sure. Oh, I don't know. We might be fine. We fine? Audio was just a little loud, but it sounded fine.
You said, yeah, just
I mean, yeah. So
talk
yeah,
a few bars. Like go to
audio's
80.
fine. Okay, cool. I'm going back. Okay, we're starting this over.
All right,
just
but
wanna
I
make
meant like
sure.
the audio bar on that. No, in the file.
Oh yeah, this.
Move it down
yeah,
2 bars,
yeah.
maybe.
Okay. Yeah, let's do one. But people said it was fine. So.
Oh.
Take it again, Jessie. Sorry for the interruption.
What a curious feeling, said Alice. I must be shutting up like a telescope. And so it was indeed. She was now only 10 inches high, and her face brightened up at the thought that she was now the right size for going through the little door into that lovely garden. First, however, she waited for a few minutes to see if she was going to shrink any further. She felt a little nervous about this. For it might end, you know, said Alice to herself, in my going out altogether like a candle. I wonder what I should be like then.
Oh, Alice.
And she tried to fancy what the flame of a candle is like after the candle is blown out, for she could not remember ever having seen such a thing. After a while, finding that nothing more happened, she decided on going into the garden at once. Oh, but alas for poor Alice! When she got to the door, she found she had forgotten the little golden key, and when she went back to the table for it, she found she could not possibly reach it. She could see it quite plainly through the glass, and she tried her best to climb up one of the legs of the table, but it was too slippery, and when she had tired herself out with trying, poor little thing sat down and cried. Come, there's no use in crying like that, said Alice to herself rather sharply. I advise you to leave off this minute. She generally gave herself very good advice, though she very seldom followed it, and sometimes she scolded herself so severely as to bring tears to her eyes. And once she remembered trying to box her own ears for having cheated herself in a game of croquet she was playing against herself, for this curious child was very fond of pretending to be 2 people. But it's no use now, thought poor Alice, to pretend to be 2 people. Why, there's hardly enough of me left to make 1 respectable person. Soon her eye fell on a little glass box that was lying under the table. She opened it and found in it a very small cake, on which the words, "Eat me," were beautifully marked in currants. Well, I'll eat it, said Alice, and if it makes me grow larger, I can reach the key, and if it makes me grow smaller, I can creep under the door, so either way I'll get into the garden, and I don't care which happens. She ate a little bit, and said anxiously to herself, Which way? Which way? Holding her hand on top of her head to feel which way it was growing, and she was quite surprised to find that she remained the same size, To be sure, this generally happens when one eats cake, but Alice had got so much into the way of expecting nothing but out-of-the-way things to happen that it seemed quite dull and stupid for life to go on in the common way. So she set to work and very soon finished off the cake.
Lovely. Very, very fun. I hope we get more of that. Yeah, I'm curious how much of that you're doing for your reel, but or for your YouTube series. But yeah, it's tough to do book excerpts because I want to keep going. I want more of the book. Yeah. Thank you for that. Moving on to music. Music. From Kieran Little, hello Jones and Damiani. It's recently occurred to me that I have tailored a showcase submission for each and every ally that co-hosts, but somehow I've not made one for old Jonesy himself. Thanks for all you do, Jones, and for convincing me over the years to finally get around to playing this game. Now I too can make jokes about suplexing trains.
Oh boy.
Here's my take on Decisive Battle from Final Fantasy VI. Love and respect to all, Kieran. Yes, dude. No. Yes. That, man, that was so, it was so strange. I'd never played a game before that, like, because you would get into a fight and I'd be like, oh, who am I going to fight? Oh, no. Like, every time I'd hear that track, it's like, oh, it's a boss fight. Oh, no. I'm not ready for this at all. That was, like, my first real JRPG. And, like, I would be terrified when I would hear that song. Oh, but it, oh.
Suplex the train.
It's so good. Which I didn't know.
I want that in 3D.
I think people had told me, but I'd never actually done it before I streamed it. That was nice. That was killing. That was really, really good. Thank you for that. Let's pull those back up again. Beep. From Adam Henschel. Hey, Brandon and Damiani. Over the past couple weeks, I've been listening to a wonderful duet album featuring Joe Pass on guitar and Ella Fitzgerald on vocals. On this record is a rendition of a Duke Ellington ballad known as All Too Soon, and after listening to their take on it, I tried my hand at recording it myself. Thanks as always for the time to hang with these videos. Have a wonderful July, Adam.
Nice.
Take it away. Wow, so chill out to this. So good.
All too soon we had to part. The moment you had touched my heart, and with you in my dream, all too soon. too sweet was our affair. You put all the sweetness there. What a shame that it's gone all too soon. I knew the strange delight that only you and love could bring. And as I reached the height, the bottom fell from everything. You should know as well as I, our love deserves another try, for we whispered goodbye all too soon. All too soon.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
That was great. Dude, that recording in your room on vocals, it sounded
Yeah.
awesome.
Holy crap.
Yeah, there are so many times I've recorded in the middle of a room and it sounded very bad, but you set that mic up very well. Yeah, there was like a kind of like an ethereal glow to your vocals. That was nice. I very much enjoyed that. From Kim, Nick H, greetings Jones and Damiani. Last month I think I was a casualty of the old Patreon comment monster.
No, no.
So here goes another try. Long time, mostly silent fan, but I have since March up to my pledge, so I thought I would share something to this loving community. Last year I started just to write some themes for a hypothetical video game soundtrack in the style of chiptunes, inspired by the many tunes of Easy A and its community. So here comes the main opening montage screen title theme based on the classic theme by Phantom NK. I will try to continue this for at least one cycle of the accompanying allies. Cheers, love, and respect. And again, this is on SoundCloud, so you can check out Kim's other work as well. Take it away. It's a fun riff. It's different than the theme. I love it. Yeah, Kevin Gillet is digging this right now. Coming. But this is our beat 'em up. We're like hubris literally going down the street with the red light. Isn't that fantastic? I love it. It was not at all what I expected. It was interesting. Like it kept me guessing like the whole time when I listened to it. Very wonderful, Kim, and thank you for again. Sorry that your comment got gobbled up. From Kevin Gillet, no stranger to goofing around with our themes. Hello, Jens and Damiani. I absolutely loved Skyward Sword. I precisely love that it's the polar opposite of Breath of the Wild, which I love to death as well. Two sides of the same coin. By the way, I know it would be another sword character, but I wouldn't be mad if Girahim, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, was the last Smash character. The music in Skyward Sword is particularly great and notable for being the first in the series to heavily include live orchestrated music. To celebrate the Switch release, I am submitting another one of my N64 renditions of Zelda music, and the second I have done for Skyward Sword in particular. This is Exploring the Skies Overworld. 64. Wonderful, sir. Yeah. Again, the console flipping like that is very, very fun. Zelda Cross Zelda. From Christian Marshalt, our final piece of music. Hi, Brandon. Hi, Mike. The pandemic made it happen. No Wanzenberg champions for an entire year, which means no new opener to show. What did I do in the meantime? I must explain what Wanzenberg champions is. Yeah. So this is, I believe this is in Germany. He gets together with his friends. They do a gaming competition, but he makes like an intro for the competition, which is more work than we do for anything. And this is literally just like friends getting together to goof off. They literally do like a full special effects and script. And so the last one he did, he made them all action figures. So it's like, one's in my champions! And he was like, oh, look, I have this character, and this character does this dumb thing. About like, Imagine if we
Man.
did that. Everyone's like, oh, look, here comes Damiani, and there's Bloodworth.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Our action figures.
oh. But we it's just, again, more work. You know, after the Puppet Spectacular, we'll certainly not do anything with action figures. So while, I'm not expecting it, I didn't mark my calendar, Christian, but I very much enjoyed that at the time. But this is equally amazing. An art project financially supported by the German Ministry of Culture and Sciences. With the help of 4 great musicians, I made a music video that involved lots of people and their cars. But I never made personal contact with them. I don't even know them. But this video would have never happened without their will to participate. The intention was to show that our society, while in the grip of isolation, is still upholding the value of togetherness. Please enjoy. This is a trip, and a very pleasant thing to have after this nonsense pandemic that we had. Enjoy. Come on now. Did I default this to play? Come on and play. There we go.
Really? Oh dear.
Too Teslas, man.
When my body tells me I'm impatient, I know that this is just anticipation. Time is running and we're out of information to understand about the end. Because there's something so compatible. It doesn't matter where you go. It fills your heart and takes over control of your soul. Cause now it starts to affect your brain, and you no longer feel the pain. Nothing else will be the same when love kicks in. Everything is fine, everything is fine. Pressure bound to rise and turn on your lights. Ooh, hitting on your walls, it's all adrenaline rush. We're in a rush. Adrenaline rush. We're in a rush. Adrenaline. Blood is pumping through my veins. Emptiness like somewhere out of space.
It's funny because it looks kind of cool.
Your
Like,
heart
this
is
looks extremely
beating
stupid while
too.
we're doing
We are the
this thing.
same. To go insane. Oh yeah. And now it starts to bring the show. Chemicals interact with our souls. Now we're far away from home, just gone for a moment. Cause now it starts to affect your brain, and you no longer feel the pain. Nothing else will be the same when love kicks in. Everything is fine, everything is fine. Pressure bound.
Sorry, not to kill it. Like right before it gets good again. But that's 3. And I'm pretty sure none of those men in that video were actually patrons. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you, Christian. That was very, very fun. It took me a second. Like read the post, saw the video, and read the post. Like what? What am I watching? Very fun. All right, everybody gets mad at me when I cut it off. I know.
Need that
Rules. Wet Blanket Jones, what they call me.
easy update collaboration there.
Michelle Jackson, sup, allies. Never felt like I had anything of substance to share on Damiani months, but not this time.
Oh.
This time I'm just introducing 3 more shopkeepers and their wares. Michelle Jackson, developing a game for a bit. Loving these updates. Carter name doesn't hold as much weight these days. Some good lore tidbit there.
Modify those weapons. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh.
Yeah, what kind of damage are we talking
Oh
about?
yeah, what are we going with?
All these bows. I'm sweating.
Cybo? Yeah, which of those bows, Jones?
Burst bow, probably.
Burst bow? Okay. I like the Nemesis.
Apollo
less
bless.
blades.
No, my goodness.
Yeah. Oh, what are you selling? Razor Rocket and Brain Blender.
A bomb that
yeah.
spews razor blade. That's harsh, man. Oh. Being the only person who buys a particular type of candy at a candy shop, I know that pain.
Roman
A
sponge cake,
13-year-old
Roman
selling
cheese
bombs.
curds, Roman
Yeah.
cheesecake, Turkish delights.
Nice.
Who is the dude who bribed people with Turkish delights?
That's a line was in the wardrobe, isn't it?
Yeah, right. The witch.
Or is that, yeah, the Snow Queen, right? Boom.
Oh,
Fun. I'm loving these lore drops. I'm so
Yeah.
curious about the worlds. From Sarah Knight, hey Damiani and Jones, I hope you guys are doing well and hyped for the first show. And we're hyped for the first showcase back in the studio. Since last month's showcase, I got my first shot of the vaccine. I'm eagerly awaiting the second, which will happen towards the end of the month. I'm really excited for it, hoping it doesn't hit me like a truck, like I've heard from other people. As for the webcomic, I finished episode 8, which was even more spoiler heavy than episode 7, so that's why it wasn't featured as heavily as the others. With the completion of episode 8, chapter 3 is now done. As I'm writing this, I'm storyboarding chapter 4, and it's turning out to be a challenge in terms of where do I make the split into parts. I'm sure I'll figure it out. Anyways, for this month's submission, I'm just going to continue what I've been doing for the last 2 showcases. Just make a character promo art featuring Todd this time. Hope you guys continue to stay safe and be awesome to everyone around you. Much love and respect, Sarah Knight.
Hey, I know this music.
Hey now. It's just like Henschel's track, you know? It's like I like this vibe for the showcase. Hey, like, indeed, Michelle, I'm a sucker for a good art time lapse.
Oh no.
iPad! Yay! I love your backgrounds.
Wow.
I love your backgrounds. You do a really good job balancing colors and stuff and having fun stuff going on in the background.
Woo.
I like backgrounds. Our Switch. Greetings, Jones and Damiani. This month's Themis the Cat Girl inspiration video is a bit different. It's because July is an incredibly special month for me. 10 years ago, on July 16th, my brother's birthday, 2011, a creature was born. One who would give a sad human being who had yet to realize they were transgender a smile and fill their heart with love. After climbing up door frames, climbing down oak trees, and trying to attack spiders in the ceiling with her amazing ninja skills, I started to write a book about her, as if she magically turned into a person. That said, let's talk about our birthday girl's humanoid component and her beautiful girlfriend, who is also based on a real cat. Love, respect, and happy birthday, Themis, RF Switch. P.S. For clarification from last month, Anime Coastal is the name of an in-world anime convention and the central location for the book 2, Anime Coastal Chaos, which I might be writing now. It's based on, but not named after, a local anime convention in Maine. Take it away, Switch. You want more kitties? I give you more kitties.
I mean, it's no surprise that my entire series is based on this one here. On him. Not to mention, Eris is also based on a cat, much like Themis is. The problem is, I can't name Eris the same name she has in real life. Otherwise, I'd be very quickly sued by the creator of Sailor Moon.
Aw.
But Themis has a very sunshine personality. Not to mention, I based her personality on anime protagonists such as, well, let's face it, Monkey D. Luffy. He also can bend in ways that normal people can't.
I know who he is.
And eats a lot of meat, super confident, happy, proud of himself.
Just call it Red
Always
Coat
cares
Girl.
about his friends and all
That
that. Themis' combat style, on the other hand, as well as her running, are based on Ayla from Chrono Trigger.
Cool.
She runs on all fours,
yeah.
she claws, she bites, she kicks. Meanwhile, Eris, on the other hand, is actually a little different. I based her personality on, Catwoman, actually. That more coy and sort of arrogant. Well, not arrogant. I don't think that's the right word. But confident and a bit sultry. A bit sensual. As well as R&B singers. Eris loves to sing. So she's got a bit of Aretha Franklin and Gladys Knight, modern singers like Estelle. Oh, and then there's her power. Her power is based not entirely off of Naruto.
Oh, no.
And I don't just mean the series, I mean Uzumaki Naruto himself. As well as Loki from the Marvel Universe.
Ooh. Shadow clone.
I can't wait to show you her and all of herself. But yeah, the sun and the moon. It's amazing how powerful two opposites can be together.
Milo loves the moon.
Love and respect.
Yay! Fun, fun, fun.
Is Red Coat Girl now the reference?
Yay!
That everyone now
It's
Okay.
it's sliding into place. It's almost locked in completely. from Elliot Key, and thank you for putting that wonderful cat on cam. Elliot Key submitting this video again because last month Jones only played the first minute for no apparent reason.
Brandon. What are you doing?
I edited these together to show the improvement in production quality from my first video to a more recent one. Thanks, guys. Love and respect. On Twitch/Twitter/TikTok as Hydro Shutterbug. Regular spelling. Hydro Shutter. What?
I'm sorry.
It's a human being.
Why 1 minute?
I don't know. That is an odd. Missing entirely is one thing. We've all been there. But my goodness. But I got you here. Let's do it. Let's take it all in.
I think that's gonna be
What?
I was gonna say Hamtaro, but
memory serves. Random Jones. Just time lapse. Welcome to the time lapse showcase, folks. We're just.
yeah. See. Do you know what Pokemon this is, Brandon?
Yes! That! Pokemon! Yeah, this Pokemon's in New Snap, right? In the jungle? With the cat that's sleeping
It's
on
a
all the
type
leaves?
of evolution of one of them.
Oh, it's one of the Eons?
It's one of the Eevees.
It's like one of those billboards that just goes above and it needs a little extra patch. Dude, I love that beads are taking over the community showcase. Like, I This sounds like Castlevania 4. I know it's not, but it just has that same kind of vibe. With the same instruments. Yeah, I was gonna say, it's a hot pink Bulbasaur.
Shiny Bulbasaur.
Oh. Nice. And yeah, getting in close. Just want a gift that just keeps into the beads. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love watching that work so closely. From Mellow Fellow. Hello, hello, fellow allies. The moment I gazed upon this marvelous costume for a game that just released, I knew I had to make a video. I had a ton of fun playing this one night, and I hope you enjoy the edit. Without further ado, this is Sonic at the Olympic Games 2020. Hey, if we're not going to cover this, somebody has to. Somebody has to.
No.
Somebody has to.
It's not shiny. I was guessing. No. What?
Team full of Sonic.
No.
That's a thumbnail right there.
Okay.
He's learning. He's getting better. Yes. Get better. Whoa, what?
Final smash. Ah!
Knocking him over.
Okay. Okay.
Oh man, a real treat, a really good treat, and I think a quality. That's a value add to our content here and to our channel, to our YouTube, to Twitch. We need that. We needed some sort of coverage of that game, and you had to step up. And I appreciate it. Harrison Holt McHale. Hello, allies. I made a little video. Enjoy. Cheers, Harrison. Take it away. Let the video.
Hey Jones and whoever else is watching this, I
Damaini.
recently got to do a thing called Walk the Woody, which was basically I got to walk up the Big Dipper, which is a really old wooden roller coaster at Blackpool Pleasure Beach, which is in Blackpool where I grew up. So it was really cool. I took some video, but I just wanted to use this opportunity to throw together a video that told you a little bit about the roller coaster, which I think is really cool, and also maybe a bit about Blackpool Pleasure Beach as well. We'll see. So enjoy. The Big Dipper is a wooden out and back roller coaster at Blackpool Pleasure Beach, which is located in Blackpool, UK. It was constructed in 1923 and went on to be extended in 1936. It was registered as a Grade 2 listed building in 2017, which means that drastic changes can't be made to the structure without permission from national heritage bodies. The Big Dipper was built by roller coaster designer John Miller, known for the likes of the now demolished Thunderbolt at Coney Island, New York, and Zippin' Pippin, now at Bay Beach Amusement Park in Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Pippin?
Miller is widely considered to be the father of the modern high-speed roller coaster.
Wow.
He notably invented the under-friction wheel, a component that is now present on practically every roller coaster in the world. To my knowledge, the Big Dipper at Blackpool is the only roller coaster that Miller designed and constructed outside of North America. Blackpool Pleasure Beach is one of the most densely populated parks in the world, so there's plenty to see from the top of the coaster, such as the Big One, Infusion, Avalanche, Wallace and Gromit Thrill-O-Matic, and Icon.
Wallace and Gromit
Where's the
Thrill-O-Matic?
Asterix and Obelix ride?
Award-winning Water Dark ride Valhalla. We
Valhalla.
wrapped up our walk with a
Water
walk
Dark
into the
Ride
station.
Valhalla.
It was designed by architect Joseph Emberton, perhaps best known for his contributions to the Olympia Exhibition Centre in London. The Big Dipper station is one of the largest in the park due to its sheer volume. Most notably in the station is a plaque commemorating Richard Rodriguez's record of 1,000 hours spent on the Big Dipper in 1998. He's since broken that record twice. I remember being 5 years old and watching Richard ride the Big Dipper around here, and it was amazing to see.
What?
And that's about everything I know about the Big Dipper, so thanks for watching. I can't wait to get back on this roller coaster, and see you guys later. Bye-bye.
Too much for 3 minutes, man. Too much. What in the world? That's very cool. Yeah, I remember, like, it's so funny when, like, when I'm at Disneyland and a ride breaks down and they gotta, like, get me out of the ride, and they always come out and they're like, I'm so sorry about this. And I'm like, this made my day. You don't understand. I get to just stroll through Snow White right now. This is fantastic.
I wonder
That was really great.
How you get, like, what it takes to be able to walk through or walk along a ride like that.
It's from Sebastian Hall. Hello, Jones and Damiani, aka Lotiaz. I finally did it. I managed to get a new graphics card, and thus my new PC build is up and running. Woohoo! Just as a fun celebration, I recorded some, you guessed it, Star Citizen content. Obviously, this is not the most exciting of clips, but rather just to show what it's like flying in my beautiful Aegis Saber from Port Olisar, which is one of the starter zones, to the pirate hideout of Grim Hex. I had to speed up some of the quantum travel to meet that 3-minute deadline, but this is essentially how travel in the verse works. Also, I realized that for some reason, I'd added about a minute of black screen to the end. Sorry. Also, shout out to Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. I started playing on my PS5, probably the best looking game I have ever seen. Love and respect, Lotias. That's a good looking game. Are you snickering?
No, my back.
Oh, okay.
I was like stretching.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. I thought you were snickering. Yes, take it away. This is great. I'm like, that's one of the things I am mostly curious about Star Citizen is like, what's the HUD? How do these things work? Is it like an MMO where like you load into the same spot you left from, or do you always like start somewhere specific? That's cool.
Aegis combat assist activated. Systems green.
You start in a bed in your latest landed zone. Thank you. So you set a spawn point by landing your ship on a pad. Nice. Go. Cool looking ship. Nice. Space. Cool.
Thank you.
Oh, the ship is designed to go into atmosphere. I get it. Okay.
Contact. Auto travel.
Yes.
That stopped.
Cool.
Never tell me the odds.
Hello, and welcome to Cricket. You are clear to launch.
Oh, cool.
That's awesome.
Landing complete.
Landing complete. Have a business to say.
Systems offline.
Ah!
I know.
No.
All of these submissions got to end. Otherwise, we can't get to the next submission. That's the problem
What
with the
a-
time thing.
Yikes.
I want the next one.
Cooler ship. That ship or the lunar whale? Man, the lunar
Tough.
whale. You're traveling in style.
Tough. From the Void, hello Jones Damiani. For the past several months, I've been sending some obscure Mario characters your way, and even though it would be perfect to send some more now that Damiani is a co-host, I ran out of obscure Mario characters. I'll have some more
Likely
soon.
story.
I'll have some more soon, but for today's submission, I'll be showcasing some of the obscure games that I cover on my channel. This is actually the main purpose of the channel, to cover lesser-known games, old and new, and I think many of my fellow allies would be interested in getting to know them. I made a 3-minute compilation of some of my favorite obscure games for you all to check out. Hope you like it, and if you check out the From the Void Games channel on YouTube for a lot more, thanks, love, respect, Arthur. That is From the Void, regular spelling, From the Void, all one word.
Okay, get ready, cause this first one is as awesome as it is obscure. This is Short Piece, Renko Tsukigime's Longest Day. This is not just a game, by the way, it's a multimedia collection comprised of 4 anime movies and 1 game. They are bundled together and form a tribute to Japan's history, with each entry representing a different era of Japan. The game represents the modern era, where the main protagonist Renko lives in an underground automatic car parking garage. It's crazy. How long has it been since you played a truly unique side-scroller shooter? Well, you are about to reset that counter. Get ready for Jet Lancer.
What the?
Whoa!
Next, Dead Head Fred. This is an action game with a bit of platforming and exploration, where you take control of Fred, who is dead and headless. Yeah, he was a private investigator who died on the job and was reanimated to complete his mission, but the doc couldn't fix his head, so he just left his brains.
Wild.
Next on the list is Sparklight. Okay, this one is special. This is Ita.
I feel it's like a wholesome
Now for a
direct or
simple but charming little game, Hours Awakening.
Nice.
Cool.
Thank you, Arthur. AKA from the Void. Thank you for filling in a lot of that stuff. Yeah, I love that Deadhead Fred is like maybe the one game
Deadhead
that I
Fred.
potentially heard of. Kiraz, just sliding in right at the deadline. I think I'm just in time for this deadline. Yes, I swear, I
Oh.
swear.
Yeah, that happens a lot. Oh no! Ah, get out of here. In a lava acid you go. Spider ball. What?
Uh-oh. I've got distracted with something here.
Alright, you can go away, Bloodworth.
Quite a sell. Tempting. Yeah, I was curious. I almost went and checked that out immediately. Cool. And then Kiraz, but Robert Seven Lee left a video that I did not check out, so I'm going to try to make that video happen over there.
Okay.
And if you just hang tight,
I will
we'll
hang
go
tight.
straight to the source on the YouTubes and pull it straight from there.
Mesmerized by these awesome videos. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
More videos.
The community, they make good stuff.
More cat. I have a challenge for the community. The next time I'm on in like 7 months,
Oh.
can all of you just submit cat stuff?
Ah.
So I have like 3 hours of cat stuff to see if I make it out alive. I want to see if that is possible. Let's see, 3 hours of cats. FGO today. What's FGO? FGO? Oh, that's a person in the community, right? Right? Fate Grand Order? Oh. No. That's not... Are there cats in that?
Are there cats in that?
Are there cats?
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Then I will do I'll do another cat stream, chat.
Are people saying we're not seeing enough of your cats?
No. I was just trying to
You're just overdoing
trying to
it for cats?
incentivize them to send me cute cat stuff, and then I will do a stream with my cats.
All right.
I
you
see
go.
Cloud. I see something in front of me. I
So
can't
yeah,
tell
potential
what it-
spoilers for people who want to avoid this entirely.
I can't see what it is yet. This looks cell shaded or
we
something.
go.
It's like a thumbnail. Oh, I know where we're at. Okay, okay.
Cutscenes in the middle of a boss fight.
I have no idea what's going on.
It's Howie time.
Your powers combined, I am Captain Planet!
Hey, look, it's the girl with the red coat.
Yeah.
Some Nova music.
You're a little rocket.
There we go. We know this person. Help me, red coat girl. Oh, build up that stagger. Shadow flares. Nah. Almost.
Nice.
They
Okay, and then I
pulled it
think we might have. Just want to check in with Swordfish. See if you emailed me.
All right.
Bought the mic on my way in. blood forward it to me. Thank you. All right, here's my submission for the July showcase that got eaten. Okay, so before I get into the main topic of my submission, given my opinion, we're done with audio, so you can dish the headphones. Given my opinion on each part of Final Fantasy XIV in 100 words or less, I owe Damiani an apology. I called him insane for thinking Splatoon 3 would not be at E3, but it turns out I was the mad one all along. Anyway, I played through all of Final Fantasy XIV, and here are my thoughts on it. How could we skip this? A Realm Reborn. I don't know if this is a hot take, but most of ARR is kind of bad, if I'm totally honest. All the villains are incredibly boring and generic. The Scions are really flat and uninteresting. The voice acting is mediocre. It takes way too long for the dungeons to become demanding. ARR being so bland would be fine, but it's the first part of the experience and drags on for way too long. Post 1.0 content gets pretty damn good, though, especially the pre-Heavensward story. You know the one. Best dungeon, Keeper of the Lake. Best trial, the Chrysalis. That's what I was waiting for. That's what I want.
Okay. Sure.
Okay.
Everyone has their favorites.
Showcase is almost over. Heavensward is such an improvement over ARR. I believe you if you said it was an entirely new game. Better characterization across the board with Alphanod, in particular, seeing an astounding amount of growth over the story. The voice acting is superb, the pace is snappier, the narrative is better told than anything in the base game. In fact, the Dark Knight quest line alone is better than all of the story in ARR.
I don't really follow the job storylines,
and
but the main storyline, of course.
And dungeons are consistently fun and inventive. My only complaint is that I think they fumble the plot line ARR left off so strongly on. Best dungeon, The Vault. Best trial, Thok Ast Thok.
Did you say it that way, or was it written that way?
Thok Ast Thok?
That would be Ravana.
Oh, okay.
It's okay.
Should I have just said Ravana, or is that? Look at that.
I'm surprised.
Was I not supposed to say those three weird words there?
Yeah, that's swearing in Final Fantasy XIV language. We're going to get terms of service banned.
All right. Okay. Stormblood. Stormblood has a lot of really good parts, but also fumbles a ton along the way. The biggest misstep is how poorly all of the main antagonists are characterized for most of the story. And it's a shame because they are good characters, but it doesn't show until the last, 5% of the expansion. This is especially egregious with Xenos, who is also handled extremely poorly in all the instanced duels that he always is losing handily until he presses the I win button and stunned me. Also, the Garleans are in general less interesting than stale bread. Best dungeon, Drowned City of Scala. Best trial, Castrum Flummus. Did I just swear again?
No.
Castrum Flummus.
No, you're okay.
Extra honorary best trial, the level 60 samurai quest. It's not actually a trial, but the boss and the fight in this quest is one of the highlights of the entire expansion for me. Shadowbringers. This is the best expansion, and it is best by such a wide margin that it is not even funny. Shadowbringers manages to take a trope that often leads to pointless filler, an arc set in a different dimension, and makes it feel integral to the overarching narrative. The dungeons are better than they've ever been. The story hits every single note it goes for. The character writing is through the roof, and they finally, after 3 expansions, managed to make the Ascians worth caring about. Shadowbringers isn't just the best part of Final Fantasy XIV, it's one of the best games I've played, period. Best dungeon, the final one, you know the one.
Amarat.
Best trial, the 5.31, obviously. That's all for me. Love and respect, Small Leviathan. P.S. Sky came out on Switch, and it's amazing, by the way. Yes, that's the... People made Journey. They made this other game called Sky that, we all ignored. But yeah, it's out on Switch.
Yeah,
it was on Apple Arcade, I think. Or
yeah, I saw that. Was wait a second, that's now out.
Oh, I'm not a big fan of third-person anything in mobile games, if I can avoid it, unless I'm playing KOTOR just because I'm bored. But thank you. That was so
very
key.
Very interesting dungeon pick. So I'm actually kind of surprised.
I'm glad we got the dungeon picks though. That was fun.
The Vault is funny because it's I guess different time. It used to be everyone hated the Vault. Everyone likes the Great Google Library.
Nice.
It tended to be everyone's favorite from the MSQ ones.
Well, I mean, in some ways, you're glad that they're not the typical picks, you know? You're like,
oh, yeah. It's always interesting to hear.
It's always interesting to hear me bump the mic again. I want you to go back, replay those dungeons, come back to me the next time you're on the showcase, and let me know what you thought of all of those. Ladies and gentlemen, that has been the Easy Allies Community Showcase. Welcome to everybody.
Thank you, everybody.
Our amazing community, everybody. Again, this is our $10 and above tier on patreon.com/easyallies. You can go check out all of this stuff if you want to look at some of those art, if you want to be like, wait a minute, that thing that Nick is working on looks amazing. I want to find out more art from that series, more of that character. If you want to see other updates from Michelle Jackson on the game that she is putting together, if you want to see other stuff from Sarah Knight's comic book, again, all of these things, the music that we heard, all of these are one in a long series of other wonderful pieces of work, and all of that is now public, along with this month, was just made it public when I went over there to sit at that desk. You can check it out, patreon.com/easyallies. Community Showcase will be right up there at the top, one of those tabs. And then it's month by month. We do it at the beginning of every month. So if you want to be a part of the August Community Showcase, sometime during the month of July, just go over to Patreon, become a patron at that $10 or above tier. Don't just stop at $10. I don't want to curb that motivation. If you're looking to storm past the $10 tier, but for just being at the $10 tier, you get all the stuff below that, and you get to be a part of the Community Showcase. Near the end of the last month, a week or a week and a half away from the end of the month, I will put up the showcase post. I will let you know who's on next. I think it's Ben. I believe it's Ben next month. Don't quote me on that. Actually, I think it might be. Where did I put my phone? I think it's Ben. I'm almost 99% sure, but I will confirm that on Cup of Jones. But it won't be Brad. I know that much. Because he was just on it. But I believe Ben will be joining me, and then we will go through all of this stuff. And that post, again, will be up for a month, or for like a week and a half. So if you just want to be in for July to be a part of it for August, you can post that before your sub ends at the end of the July, if you would like it to. If you just want to be a part of that. And you get a lot of other fun exclusive content, other stuff that we do on Patreon. Thank you again. Thank you to Mods for mentioning all that stuff. Thank you to everybody that subbed and resubbed during the showcase when we were looking at kitties and missed it. Thank you again for all these wonderful submissions. And thank you to Michael Damiani for sitting cozily, letting us know all of your... Clap for yourself.
I'm thanking everyone for the kitties.
Yes, and for all
thank
of
you for the cats.
Thank you for the kitties. More kitties. Consider
kitties.
that in the future.
Yeah.
When we come back to the Easy Community Showcase. We're going to do a group stream. We're all going to die a bunch in temples in Phantom Abyss in an hour and a half. Please come back and join us for that, for a group stream. I'll see you then. Thank you again, Damiani. Thank you, everybody. I love doing the showcase. Really, really good stuff. Take care. Bye.